Hello. It's a late one. I've made it. What a stressful day. What a stressful day. Anyone who's ever done development knows pressing the migrate button was a bad idea when you had like an hour and a half before stream. I thought I was close enough. Turns out I wasn't. Oh. I've just spent the better part of 2 hours trying to make the optimizer look like the optimizer again. It's not that it broke, it's just that the new style, for some reason, they've made the world's ugliest drop-down box. Danderbeer gifting 5 memberships. God, Danderbeer is like a chief financier of this channel at this point. I'll just kind of show you what I mean by the UI. So, I upgraded the optimizer and it did this to the drop-down boxes. How ugly that is. It's horrible. Like, why is the drop-down box grey? So I spent the better part of like, I don't know, an hour going through all the different, finding all the different drop-down boxes. The check boxes were like twice the size as they were before. Things weren't in the... I was honestly, front-end design is brutal. It's just like all the drop-down boxes like this weird grey, like, why? Just why? Hey Solo, why is it huge? Exactly. That was exactly my point. And the CSS boxes were basically in the change notes. It's like, oh well, we've increased the CSS box from 16 pixels to 40. I'm like, but now there's so much space. I've got like one checkbox per view. It's just like, oh. But there you go. That's the fun part of thing. Are you doing on C#? No, this is an Angular we're writing in. Mostly Angular TypeScript, Angular material to be more specific. I mean, I checked all the different new components. Sorry, the cat's freaking out somewhere. What are you doing? I checked all the different components and I knew nothing would break the site. I just didn't realize it would have such a traumatic visual change. Let's put it like that. And I'm quite an OCD person when it comes to front-end design, so if it's not exactly how I want it, then I'll get annoyed. It's got to be exactly how I want it, so... Honestly. What am I getting messages for now? No idea. So, I mean, to some extent, I have to be a bit more mindful because obviously we're making the website more mobile friendly, right? So you don't want things to be too close together. So you do need a bit of padding, but I mean, I don't need like the Grand Canyon between my checkboxes. Thanks very much. Like it was ridiculous. Are you more front end or back end? I do a lot of, I would say I'm more of a basic back end programmer. So I've done, PHP, a bit of scripting and a bit of different things like that. I do a lot more the optimizer side. I do most of the front end with a little bit of back end. Like I understand the principles, but most of the back end is done by Wolfie and Deteach because they are geniuses. But I tend to obviously the website side of things is done in, we have different things. So the main website, I do a lot more of the back end stuff. So. Hello, brother. I don't really know. I've never made my Theodore solo. To be honest, I'm not the person you want to speak to when it comes to solo comps because I just generally dislike them because I prefer to go faster. I do love a flex box. I've basically been redesigning the entire optimizer website into a very much a responsive view and a responsive layout. So I've rebuilt the results, the way that you see the optimizer results. That's getting a complete facelift and a rebuild. It is all right. You've won. Here you go. You shouldn't have them. You've already had loads of treats, but I guess you're winning today. Yes, it's coming. Don't worry. You don't need to tap my hand. Nothing's changed on the optimizer yet. A lot of the maintenance today, Trennan, was back-end work and server-side. Basically, we were upgrading the servers to support potential mobile optimization. So the front-end stuff is all in a little private secret code branch that I've been building and developing up. Basically, when it goes live, the optimizer is going to look and feel completely different, even though it will do all the same things, and it won't be too far from what people are used to. So, I've tried to maintain some level of similarity, but, the menu's got a complete rebuild. The results view, when you get a results list of the optimization, that's got a complete rebuild. It's also got a new feature that a lot of people have been asking for a while. It's going to tell you how much silver each individual build costs to swap. So that's coming as well. We're also merging the comparisons onto it. So when you get results for the optimizer, instead of you having to hover over different things, it'll just show you the results within the optimization result. So you can see quite quickly how much more damage one build is going to do or how much more effective HP you're going to have. Some of that might be tied behind premium. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that's kind of being rebuilt. We're obviously making a lot of it mobile friendly, so we're going to have side panels and menus and lots of different things that's going to make it much more responsively laid out. So it is a bit scary to put live because devices with mobile viewpoints are just such a difficult thing to do. I know you can get viewpoint testers and different things, but it's really you just don't know what one person's device on a specific browser is going to do. So hello guys, hi Saf. Question: Shadow King faction war final boss. Is there a way to make the boss attack a certain champion? I think doesn't he attack the highest HP, lowest defense? I think he does that. Or it's the other way around, the lowest HP. I can't remember exactly. There was a way to do it with the dwarves one at one point. They used to use that rock beast or whatever his name is, the rock guy. Rock breaker, I think that's what it was. So... Am I going for the Prince Kaimar? I am running as far away as possible from that summoning event as I possibly can. That is an absolute bait if I've ever seen one. I don't care enough for Prince Kaimar anymore. I've accepted the reality that I'm never going to get Prince Kaimar, so I'm not really interested in wailing out so hard to basically not get Prince Kaimar. Would be nice to have teams with food option in team suggestion filter. Yeah. I'm probably going to add a filter that's like exclude solo, include solo, something a bit like that, Dima. It's probably going to be a bit unreasonable in the sense that what it'll probably do is it'll probably hide teams that don't have 5 champions and then show teams that only have 1 or 2 champions or less than 5. That's probably the way we'll do it. Because obviously we don't really record whether or not you have a food champion in there. We just record an empty slot. So that is something I've got in my feature branch that I am working on at the moment. So if you listen to Hellhades, you'll say it's ready tomorrow, but I don't think I can be so quick. So it's a work in progress. Every day we get closer. So yeah. There's lots of little enhancements that I'm putting in there as I go along as well. Like, so for example, I've upgraded the cruelty drop down in the battle tab now. So that's more of a defense destruction drop down so that you can include things like the Gnut passive or the Harima passive because they don't stack. They're all individually shared. So we've added that in. I fixed an issue with the teams thing where the teams isn't showing your area bonuses at the moment. So there's lots of things that are going to be thrown into this as I go along. There's things to help with troubleshooting. We're going to be doing with the enemy maximum HP thing, where you can basically say, you know, get me the maximum HP for 10% of the boss and then go EHP and stuff. We're going to be sending a flag back on that to basically highlight whether or not that build that is being recommended is capable of hitting the 10%. Because it could be that even though it's recommended a build, it's recommending the best build to get to as close as you can, but you haven't actually got enough crit damage to hit it. Right now, you're kind of just guessing. So we're going to try and send a flag back that basically goes, yes, you hit the point, or no, you still need more crit damage. So we're going to add that in as well. I don't think I've any clan boss on my main yet. Let's just knock that out of the park. It's a bottle of Copperberg mixed fruit, because I'll kid you not, I started coding at, what was it, about 11:30? And I haven't moved from this seat until I turn the stream on. So that's why I was a little bit late coming up to sort of start the stream. I went to get a drink and stretch my legs a bit because I haven't moved all day. It's not very healthy, I know, but when I get into one of these coding modes, that's what we do. Everyone's really excited for the clan boss 1 sec, and I actually don't really... That's not really a problem for me. I'm not really too bothered about it. I'll be honest, I ain't trusting it. I am not trusting it to do 1 keys properly, so I'm going to continue manualing and running mine and waiting for it. Thanks very much. I'd rather not run the risk. Yeah, mobile optimizer is coming along nice and quickly. Wow, it was just one of those things, Smurf Blue. It's like, I'll just fix this, and then I'll fix this, and then I'll fix this, and then I'll fix this. And it's like, I've rebuilt now the selected hero flow so that when you select a champion, that flow has been completely rebuilt for mobile. I've rebuilt the results page. We upgraded loads of components and brought the website up to the higher standard. We've tried to optimize the website so that it performs a little bit better. So, yeah, this team is mostly, the only thing that can happen is Roxanne, if she doesn't get a turn meter on turn 2, it can fail. So I just manually run an A2 on turn 2 to make sure it falls into tune. So yeah. you think Clan Boss 1 second will only work for full auto teams? Well, I mean, you're not going to be able to manual anything, but yeah, you basically will have to press it and then just say complete. You won't be able to actually go into the battle, because if you go into the battle, you'll have to run it, right? I have no idea how it's going to work, to be honest. This is a completely new tech. That's why I don't trust it. It's new. Let's face it, when they added Doom Tower Auto Climb, it didn't work on launch. When they added the Auto Cell filter, it didn't work on launch. So I'll be honest, when you add the Auto Clan Boss, which gives me the best rewards, I'm going to expect that it isn't going to work and then wait for it to work first. So... no, it will be simulated time twin. I would imagine they'll simulate it. They'll either queue it up on a remote server and let the remote server run the battle. That's one way of doing it. Or they'll run it in the background somehow in some portion of the Unity client. You know, they might be like some of those things where you send them off and then they come back 20 seconds, you know. By the way, after upgrading some crit damage in the Great Hall, my Fire Knight 25 you helped me with months ago is now 100%. Excellent. I'm glad to hear. That's what we want to hear. People come into the stream asking for advice, implementing the advice, and getting success. That is exactly what I want to hear. Brilliant. Really, really good. I'm glad we helped. Honestly, they should, as I said in the last stream, they should add Faction Wars and Doom Tower bosses. They don't need to auto-complete it. Just make my super raids ×4. So I just can run it once. Like, let me just use 12 keys, get 12 times rewards on the Doom Tower bosses. That's fine. That's such an easy fix, and that would save me so much time every day. I'll be honest, I've barely been doing Faction Wars recently because I haven't been bothered to do the... I haven't been doing tag team as much, and then you don't get the keys, which means you kind of can only do one, and I just haven't been doing it, which is really bad. What speeds are my CB champs? I've actually got a video coming out tomorrow on this team, Martin. Well, I'm going to sneeze again. Tomorrow as well, you want to watch the video tomorrow because there is another community clan boss challenge. I've selected 4 more champions that you can vote on for me to build a clan boss team around. But yeah, there's a full video coming out tomorrow on this team that we built for this is a community poll, so you can check it out. Some of the builds are insane on it. Do I use RSL Helper? I tend to use it for Minotaur and campaign farming, and like Sand Devil and Shogun farming. I don't really use it for running dungeons, to be honest. I just rely on multi-battles in the game. I basically save my multi-battles for running dungeons and then use RSL Helper for just the things that don't really require any management or trust. I don't trust that RSL Helper is going to sell my stuff properly as much as I don't trust the game. I don't use the auto sell filter in the game, and I don't use RSL Helper's auto sell filter outside a campaign because I just don't trust that either of them are going to sell things correctly. So I'd rather trust my own sense. Well, for my clan boss team, no, they're not here, bad. When is the Hellhades auto clicker going to be released? Well, you all wanted a mobile optimizer, so sometime after the mobile optimizer, probably. Do you have any updates from Fix on the member badge updates? Have they released the news yet? There's some pretty big Fateless news coming soon. I don't know if that's leaking. Probably not. I'm not said anything. So, soon after that, I reckon. We are overdue for a champion rebalance, yes. Yeah, but if I turn off auto sell and RSL Helper, Kieran, then I've got it stuck in my inbox. And the problem is I have a full inbox and I don't get it into my artifact inventory. So what I tend to do is I keep my inbox as low as I can, and then I'll run like 100 multi-battles in the game, I'll sell them from the multi-battle window so they don't fill up my inbox, because most of the time I'll sell stuff, but I'd rather make that decision myself, and that's the way I run the game. I normally have quite a lot of multi-battles, so I'm okay. Yeah, we will definitely make sure that they're retroactively applied, Smurf. I know, right? I mean, we've got in the optimizer the ability for you to see what's in the inbox, but obviously we can't sell it from the inbox because that functionality doesn't exist, so... Yeah, do you know what I should do? I should do my main account referrals or something. I haven't looked at my referrals on my free-to-play. Someone was running through them, but I should just queue it up. Honestly, since the last Fusion, I've been kind of not playing Raid as much because I needed a breather, and now they've announced the new Fusion, which is bonkers. I'm back to playing 2 accounts again, trying to make the clan boss team on the free-to-play, which Earbad will tell you I was freaking out about. I mean, I ran 85 Fire Knight dungeon runs, so I finished the tournament. And I sold 80 items. I kept like 6. So, are we adding an auto clicker in the optimizer? I mean, we're not working on it at the moment. We've talked about it. It wouldn't be as complicated. It wouldn't be like as feature rich as Farbstoffs. If we did, it would just be a basic clicker. It would just basically run the dungeons for you. Probably have some auto sell rules and stuff like that. It wouldn't have all the functionality of, like, you know, clan boss calculators and all that kind of stuff. Shard trackers, all that. We wouldn't do that. Never say never, anyway. Right now, our main focus is mobile optimizer. Can the new Fusion replace Brogni in the Magic team? Brogni, Chris, Corporal, and Cadaver? I mean, no, because Brogni extends everyone's shields. He only extends his own and the lowest HP ally. His shield extension is not that good from a PvE perspective to some respects. I think there's some value in having him in a Infinity team to put your Corpulent Cadaver on the lowest HP so that you can basically grow the Corpulent Cadaver shield twice as fast. That, I think, is where it could get interesting, right? I mean, that's more of a Mullet Reaver, Victor Tess kind of playground. I don't really do the Infinity comp, but that's what I would imagine they could do, because you get cooldown reduction. On, you know, you get one turn skill cooldown, then potentially you can get background to the Brogni and also your extenders. You can probably drop an extender. And if you drop an extender, then that means you can grow the shield twice as fast, which means you're doing damage sooner. I think that's how it would work. I mean, you've got to look at it from Raid's perspective, Anders. They don't have to worry about development of the tool. All they have to do is sign off on things, and it also encourages people to play. It's a win-win for them. If something goes wrong on it, they'll go, it's not our tool, so they don't have to support it. And it keeps people playing the game. So it's like, from players' perspective, it's a dream scenario. So, can you go into some details of the mobile option? It's like some sort of background. I'm confused. So I can tell you for sure, it is not going to be able to run an application on your phone. Okay. We knew that straight out of the bat. Apple would never approve an application that would inject itself into another application, right? That's a massive red flag from an Apple perspective. Even though we know what it's doing, they would consider that a virus because obviously it's injected into another program. So we're leveraging servers to make it happen. The process is kind of the same thing as if you were on a PC. The difference is we're mirroring your presence on a PC. So there's a few technical details. More actual specific workflows and stuff and how you use it will come out once we're getting closer to it. At the moment, we're just about to start internal testing once I finish all the front end design. But even then, like, a lot of this isn't exclusively mobile only. there's lots of things that are going to be coming with this update that will benefit everyone. You know, the UI, there's improvements and changes to the UI that will be for every player, every person who used the website. And those will be fixing really bad issues and dealing with people who have smaller laptops, right? This should help those people with smaller laptops because the website was never really designed for a small laptop. Now it should be much closer. There'll be a period, I think, of about a month where people will come back to me and go, I'm using it on this website, on this tool, on this browser with this device, and it's not quite perfect, and we'll have to adjust it and get it fine-tuned, because I think that's always the case. But certainly at the moment where some people go, I can't really see anything, the navigation doesn't change, right? We got a full navigation change. We've got side panels. Everything's going to be collapsible. We've moved things around to make it make more sense, because, you know, the optimizer when it first came out has grown hugely. It was just a couple of pages when it first came out. Now we've got things like inbox pages and great whole pages, and we need to add an area bonus. One thing I am working on is a SoulForge location, because what I really, really struggle with in the game is being able to identify, one, what champion you actually have for a soul, because there's no labeling in raid. You have to rely on knowledge of the portrait. Now, I know all the portraits, but a lot of players will come to me and go, is there anything you can do about having a portrait somewhere, because I don't know what soul I've got? Secondly, identifying if the soul in your inventory is a soul that you already have. So that 1-star cardinal that's in my inventory, should I be keeping it or should I get rid of it? And it'll have like, you already have a 1-star cardinal. Or it might go, did you know you could upgrade this cardinal? Because often you can't find the champions and it doesn't tell you that. And then also we'll be looking at like some analytics around, okay, how much value is your soul collection currently in terms of essences, and what does that translate to? You know, you could sell all your souls, you can get yourself 12 essence. And also we'll put like probably a bit of a value on your actual account in terms of like how many awakened champions you've got, just to basically take the soul inventory and make it more functional from a UI perspective. So we'll probably have that in the optimizer along with this update, just to help players out. And yeah, so as I said, that the new results view should be much better for people as well. It's going to be much more less complicated to understand which one you should pick. You won't have to like hover over different things to know which one is better and which one's not. We've also done something. I've done something that I think everyone is probably going to give a round of applause for. It's probably something I should have done ages ago. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. There we go. Let me just grab this. While we do clan boss. This is something that people have been requesting for a while. And to be honest, it's a bit worrying that it's taken me this long to do it. There. It's a bit zoomed. It's a bit pixelated because I screenshot it from my test. Just literally having, when you click view, the stats you've got versus what you're going to get. So you can see what the new build will be, and then also what your stats were on the same page without having to like come out and back in again. So we've got those kind of, it's lots of like little improvements like that that's going to make the whole thing feel so much better to use. So yeah, like all the hovering is going to kind of go to a little bit. So yeah. Auto update for the optimizer on Mac. I don't actually know the reasoning behind that. I'm pretty sure there's a reason why we can't just auto update Darth. I'll have to ask the team to figure out why, but I know there was a reason why it wasn't done. I wouldn't imagine they wouldn't do it unless there was a particularly good reason. You know, we're not out there to make it harder for you to actually update. One of the things we do want to do a little bit is improve the connection a little bit with the extractor and the website. Like at the moment, it says live refresh when you technically haven't got a raid window open. Get rid of that, and just have a little bit better communication with those things. So, have we thought about adding a fragment fusion tracker? What would that mean, Ragnarok? In what sense? What do you mean by a tracker? What do you want to track? Do you mean an actual function for you to track your fusion progress? I don't know if it'll be on that view, Trenant, but what will happen now is when you get the results back, it will show you the change depending on the mode that you've selected. So, for example, if you've selected survival mode, it will show you how much more EHP you're going to get. If you select damage mode, it will show you how much more damage you're going to get, rather than it being tied away in the skills tab. I say I don't know what we're going to do in terms of the premium status of this, because both EHP and skills is technically a premium feature. We'll have to have a chat with Hellhades on that. It could be that these things are tied behind a premium. It might not be. I don't know. But that new view, when you click on the view to see the stats, that will be free for sure. That will be fine. It's just whether or not the skills damage, because technically that's tied behind the optimizer. That's tied behind premium already. So as a tracker that says how many points you have for tourneys, something similar to that other way, so how many fragments you need and where to get them. Yeah, so you basically, so that's something more that hellhades.com is probably going to have. I've theory crafted and I've actually designed out a model to actually give you something like that, but I haven't had time to actually code it in. It's almost like a dynamic live tracker that you can come back to on hellhades.com every day and check off that you've done that, or not check off that you've done that, or maybe be able to add points to say how far away you are. Tied together then with things like how much expected energy you're going to need to do. So more of those little things, like you can see when you go to the fusion guide now, there's normally a summon rush calculator, so it quickly calculates for you how many summon rush points you've got. Maybe add things like what stage you're running, and then using our internal knowledge to go, okay, if you're running that, you're going to need to run X amount of stages based on the amount of tournament points, so you can expect that's going to cost you 1,000 energy, 2,000 energy. So we've kind of like theory crafted a hellhades.com tool to kind of support you there. There was a few technical issues that I had to overcome, which is why I didn't jump on it straight away. And then obviously the mobile optimizer's kind of taken over because that's kind of sped up, especially on my timelines. I was expecting the back-end work to take a bit longer than it was, so. How hot is it over here? It's quite chill. It's about 20... Well, actually, what is it now? It's obviously nighttime. It's like 9:30 here. What is it? The weather app tells me it's 16 degrees. It's not been too hot recently, so. I did 85 stages of Fire Knight, 25 normal. And that gave me, G-Man, $4,062 points. I used my calculator. So we're still, like, at times, the turn-based calculator that I've built in the Google Sheet is like 1 point out here or there, but it's close enough now that I can basically plug in the tournament points and it'll tell me exactly how much energy and how many runs. I plugged in my turn count, which I think was about 39, and it told me I needed to run 85 runs, and it was perfect. So it worked pretty well. By the way, how do you think they'll be able to implement instant when 3 times speed? Probably what they will do is they'll either create a queue engine on a remote server that basically runs the battle simulation for you, or they'll be using some sort of Unity engine that can run in the background. So it'll come. It's almost like when you send someone off to run and get a project and it comes back, that kind of system. They'll probably do something like that. It's one of those two. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. The key for me is making sure that you can reliably come back to that page and it not affect your account, right? I was playing around with the different idea of, well, how do we actually record the information? I didn't want to create massive amounts of data bloat, but at the same time, it had to be reliable enough that, you know, you guys could actually trust that the website is going to keep track of that progress. Because if the website reset or you lost your progress or something else like that, then you would come back and you would lose all your progress. That's not very reliable. So the technical challenge for me was, how do I create a system that allows you as a user to trust that it's going to record all your runs, but not consume so much of the services that we actually just kill the website again. So the website's got to a pretty good and stable state these days, so the last thing I want to do is introduce chaos into it without control. So I'm going to do stupid tag team. So you get the CB result after X amount of time. I'm not sure. I'm thinking that's one way they could do it. They'll go and run it off on a simulation. Like, they normally can't run ×3 on a live instance, probably because there's too many requests going through the live servers. They can do it on a dev environment, because obviously the dev environment would only have like 20, 30 people on it maybe. So therefore the requests to the server are quite low. Whereas if they were doing ×3, maybe there's too many requests. There could also be a networking issue. That would be why they can't do ×3. It could be that the information being sent to the server and back from the device on a ×3 is not safe enough, that there could be disconnections. So they probably maybe have sort of put a tolerance on it to make sure that they're on low connectivity, there's no issues. From a coding perspective, it's never as simple as just turn ×3 on. There's always issues when it comes to a sort of a continuous online service that you have to be mindful of. What kind of champs are you already looking to pair with the new Fusion and Clan boss? So I was talking to a few people about this. I actually can't make any decisions right now, basing the fact that we don't actually know how his A2 is coded. So we know he can't reduce the cooldown of his own A2 when he uses his A2 skill, right? That's the same thing with Painkeeper and a couple of other champions. But what we don't know is, will you be able to reset his from someone like a White Dryad Nia or a Renegade or a Kaimar? And that's kind of an important factor, because we need to know if we can reset him. So the situation you've got is, if you can't reset him, you can't really run him as a solo unkillable, because you would need to run him on a 3-1 to do that, right? If you can drop his cooldown of his A2 by 1 turn regularly, you could potentially run a Painkeeper style champion. I think it would have to be Painkeeper, maybe Counter-Slicks, but definitely Painkeeper. You could run that with Emic, and what you'd have then is Emic would reduce the cooldown of Painkeeper, and Painkeeper would therefore reduce the cooldown of Emic. So you'd effectively have a 2-turn cooldownable, but it would reset his A3 down to a 3-turn, which means you can then run him 3-1 and have Unkillable up at the end of every turn. You would also have Taunt up permanently, which means stun targeting is not an issue, because he would always take the stun. That's what I think you could do. Now, if you can't reduce his cooldown, then you're going to have to run him as a 2-1. You'll go a little bit like the Black Knight style combo, where it's like you're pairing with a Warcaster or another Man-Eater or someone else, and you just replace the tower with him. And those types of comps will work. There could be also some really exotic comps we get into as we start looking at him, but a lot of this, for me, depends upon how his A2 is coded. How does he actually reduce those cooldowns? That's what the first point of call is for me. This is... I don't think I'm ever going to kill this without Siphi, because I don't think I have enough kill potential on Siphi with Ultimate Death Knight being alive. Oh, it's close. Oh, there we go. We were close to losing, but he's finally killed the Siphi. It depends where you are in the game, right? I said this in the video, like, if you've already done Clan Boss and you really don't give a damn about Arena, and you've, like, got Mr. Red Die here, then he's not really that many places he's actually that good. Where he's good is those areas. So if you don't need support in those areas, then he doesn't really give you an awful lot. You know, I mean, the way I think he will be played in Arena is one of those... I think he's going to take the ultimate Death Knight position if he's going to... Why is he doing 8-3 there? Probably going to lose this round because I got double revive. There's the first one. Can we drop his turn meter? That's something at least. Now he's got decreased accuracy because he's an idiot, so he's probably not going to be able to strip any buffs. Oh, he did. I could probably just love tap them. Got one more revive to come, probably. There it is. Put you on cooldown. I messed this up because it was on auto. If it wasn't on auto, it would have been fine. I don't think he's got his A3 back yet. Oh well, we can kill him. Or not. Because apparently he's super tanky. Just make sure he can't take a turn. Put the fear. There we go. Oh, really? Kill him. Yeah, so the way I think he'll be played in Arena is kind of like that Ultimate Death Knight role where he'll be there to annoy people. So the thing you got to remember is if you can guarantee that you keep the taunt up, a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, you just don't attack him in Arena. I was like, yeah, but you're going to have taunt. So taunt forces you to attack him. You may be able to attack him with an AoE, but you still have to actually attack him, right? You can't get away from not attacking him. So... probably going to lose that fight. And that, I think. See how it goes. So yeah, I think you'll put the way I would run him is I'd run him at the moment until Hydra Clash in Stone Skin. And then you basically get yourself that turn to get a taunt. I'd run in with Lightning Cage Blessing so that you can't steal his taunt buff because you'll get a protected buff. Essentially, because that's the way it works. I then... let's just take you out. I then basically accept and try and tank out some damage because once they start attacking you, if they can't kill you straight away, they are going to be in trouble. That's the way I think it would work, and it would be quite annoying. Would it actually be, like, viable? I don't know, but I could see the annoyance level where you can never get your skills back because it's on such a high rate, we're talking 75%, that you tickle him, you're putting your skills on cooldown, because it's 75% chance to put your skills on cooldown for 2 turns. So we've got to remember, it's 2 turns. It's a lot. We're going to have a Cupidus off. Oh. Round 2. Oh, we lost. Do you think they'll be able to solo Emic Unkillable that could support Relentless? Potentially. The thing is, though, 3-1 normally needs speed buff. It's very difficult, especially if you're going to have to bring a secondary cooldown reducer. We'll have to see. As I said, I'm waiting to see how he's coded before I actually make any judgment calls. I have some rough ideas of how it's going to work, but until it's coded, I don't know. Let's take you out. Yeah, it's like attacking Mortu. Do it at your own peril. Because it's going to, any little bit of it's going to do it. This is one hell of a slow Mortu. I should not have done that. That was a mistake. Oh, well. Wasn't really thinking. I didn't see the mortar, and it's a very slow mortar as well, so we'd have lost. Should we take on a Terrace? Should be fun. We'll see the power of Terrace in a minute. We'll do that. Oh, it's just Cupidus after Cupidus. I'm never going to kill that team. That's fine. Yeah, Romantu's worth the missions. 100%. Alright. Cool, thanks. I wanted that. It's kind of annoying you put decreased attack on me, though. I'm not going to lie. Right, well, you're gone. Really? Oh, for God's sake. Madame Cerise is still OP. I really... The more I play Arena these days, the more I just can't be bothered with it. I can't be bothered. I just don't have any patience for it. I cannot be bothered with it anymore. It's such a bad game mode these days. I don't know why I've got him in here. One shot. It's just so boring. I'm only doing it because I have to do 5 a day. I don't really care. Give me someone better, please. It just sucks that I have such a developed account, and yet I have none of this meta. Kind of sucks, really. Keep this. I think probably go to there, and we'll go like that. It's not that it's a bad part of the game, I can't be bothered with it. I've got so much in my life I need to do, and the last thing I want to be doing is sat there waiting 5 minutes for Ultimate Death Knight to finally lose his stone skin. It's just not fun. There's an important factor about games which is called having fun. And they've done a very good job at solving the speed meta, but they've done a very bad job of having fun at the same time. I just can't be bothered with it. Quite frankly, I just don't see the point of Arena. I think that's probably a better way of saying it. Because I can't really be bothered to farm the area bonuses. I've finished my Great Hall. I don't really care about being the best player in the world because credit cards matter, not ability. Would you go for Kaimar? No. I'll never go for a champion that's at the top of one of those summoning events. I just feel like it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to expect that I could get there, so I'm not even gonna put myself. I'm not even gonna set myself up for the disappointment. I'd rather just. I'd rather not. Oh, close. Okay. We're kind of just like waiting it out. So close to death. So close to death. Vlad should come in soon. Throw an AoE now. Oh, damn. Can we kill the Duchess? I shouldn't have AoE'd. I healed her. I made the fatal mistake. Oh. Because the stupid Vogoth. And now they're healing too much. Well, let's just do that to stop the turn meter. Right, that should kill it. Well, there's one. Lock the abilities. Get a revive on the go. I did absolutely no damage to her then. I don't really understand how. Let's put protection on him. Ooh, that hurt. Really need to kill this Harima. Drop turn meter just to get some momentum. Let's take out the Vogoth because he is a problem. Right, no more healing. Now I just got to see if I can actually kill this chick. Let's find out. On today's episode of Can We Kill Harima? Apparently not. We can lock her out though. Come on, kill the Harima. Kill it. Oh, God. It's fine. We're good. We're good. Can Trankar replace a single man-eater and Painkeeper and a bat-eater? I don't know if they're going to... I don't know if you're going to be able to replace them in one champ. Certainly replace one or the other. Well, what they did is they realized that just simply playing Arena for, quote, to be the best is never going to convince players. So you need to give incentive, and they can't give you any PvP incentive because they're not creative enough, so they give you PvE incentives. It's the same argument with the Soul Stones. If Soul Stones gave you enough points and was a good system, they wouldn't have had to put 3 things in a hero's path. They could have just had Soul Summoning. They had normal summoning with champion training. They've had normal summoning with something else before. So that kind of tells you that the soul rates are not good, because even they know it's not good, because otherwise they would have just put 2 things up. They wouldn't have put the 3rd thing up. So I just wish there was no live arena without any void legendaries. That would be so much more fun. All right. You know, a lot of people will say to me, oh, well, yeah, but Duchess is just as much of a problem. She is, and yet she isn't at the same time. Because I can basically just one-shot this Duchess. Then I can go on a lockout schedule. You know, and some people might say, oh, well, you have a Duchess as well, and you've got a Necret here. And I was like, the Necret and the Duchess, okay, they kept the Constantine alive, but you can kill Duchesses. Duchess is not a problem if you have the right champions. Like, there's a solution to Duchess. There's really not a solution to, like, Taras Marichka, other than get your own Taras Marichka, right? Having one is not a solution. I really don't find Harima's a problem. I tend to find Harima will be a problem if you don't kill her soon. Like, if you prioritize her, she's not a problem. I just lost my stone skin. This could be rough. We'll find out in today's episode of can I actually... gonna have to do that. Okay, well, he killed himself. That's ripped to you. Really need that Brogni shield. There we go. We should be okay now. Because Kaimar's just going to power my... Really? Really? Well, Inithri died again. Lydia's going to die again in a second. And boom. Yeah, Nogdar's not bad, but then Nogdar lost a lot of his strength when they got rid of Frenzy, right? So, do you think Raid would be better if he were... Do you think Raid would be better if it was fully free to play? No. I don't have an issue with the spending. What I have an issue with is they've narrowed the meta to such a point where the only way you can compete is by spending. There's a difference between having a game that has a monetized aspect to it versus a game that has what Raid has right now, which is bad balance. Right? The problem with the game right now is balance. It is not like money. It's the fact that the game is just poorly balanced around... It's just poorly balanced around certain champions. We're just waiting. Hopefully Arix won't one-shot my Arbiter. There we go. Didn't. Revive. Heal. Remove everything. Boost. I've never really understood why people think Arix is good. It's really not. Look, I just pretty much annihilated it. Okay, well, I triggered a counterattack. That was bad. Had I had the A3 available, I would have won. Somehow, the Mithrala... Well, actually, the Mithrala kind of won that there, because she cleansed. I forgot. No, I wasn't paying attention because I shouldn't have attacked it. Mithrala cleansed the block passive skills. Ah, damn, I didn't do a clan boss for that. It's annoying. I don't think I've got a key either. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just, I would have done that. I just wasn't paying attention to that Mithrala actually had cleansed. Had I paid attention, I would have not lost. I wouldn't have attacked him. Therefore, I wouldn't have triggered the counterattack, which therefore I would have won. You know, it is what it is. Yeah, there's way too many summoning events a little bit. So... It's fine, I just haven't done a clan boss quest today, so it's like 10 o'clock now, and I'm probably not going to get to it before I get another key, because I haven't done one, so I probably won't be able to get my refill. It is what it is. Again, it's not the pay to win. They've got bad balance. Now, the problem is they've balanced it around Void Legendaries. Now, you could argue that's them trying to make it pay to win. It's not. They've just created really strong champions, and they have no way of dealing with it. They have no solution to the problem that they created for themselves, which is Acrisia is too strong. Marichka Taras is too strong. You know? They went about 8 months ago, 9 months ago, they started releasing incredibly strong champions. Around about when Gnishak came out as well, right? Gnishak came out and I was like, they're giving you a fusion that can solo Dragon 25 in like a minute. Why? They're making the game auto-playable, right? So, you know, even look at Gnut. You know, they introduced the 10% maximum boss HP issue to stop people one-shotting it with maximum HP champs. And then they released Gnut that can now one-shot bosses with maximum HP nuking, you know? So it's like, they've kind of like solved one problem and created another, and they keep doing it. They haven't learned their lesson. And now they've got to the point where they can't naturally nerf these champions because they're void legendaries and they've got monetary value tied to them. So the only real solution they have is to release even more powerful champions, which means if you release even more powerful champions, you make the accessibility for other players even harder, and you push the narrowing of the meta to even less champions, and you just kind of get that problem. I mean, it is an issue with a legacy game a little bit. You can see it like in League of Legends, for example. They messed it up a little bit where they got a good balance to a meta, and it meant that pro players just basically played the same 8 champions over and over and over again because they figured out a solution to the game, and those champions gave them everything they needed to solve the game. Essentially, sometimes you want a little bit of mystery in your game to make things possible, and I think what Raid have done essentially is they've made champions that are so incredibly strong at doing one thing in their own kit that there's no substitutions, because it's just better. Like Hydra is just better if you have Acrisia. There's no real substitutions for Acrisia. You can do it, but if you then introduce a Hydra Clash system, anyone with Acrisia is auto-winning. It's not even like you need ability or skill. You're going to auto-win because all you have to do is stick Acrisia in any basic ability, put it with the right set of champions, and off you go. You probably got an easy 150 mil key. It doesn't even need to be the best build. It doesn't need to be a +4. It's the issue of creating champions. It wouldn't even be so much of a problem if there was like 5 Acrisias, right? If you had 5 different types of champions, all of them were equally as strong, then that would be absolutely fine as well. Because then you've got diversity, right? You don't have to just have one champion. But the problem is Arena right now is, have you got Marichka? Have you got Taras? If you don't have them, top Arena is not, it's not, you know, you're not going to compete in top Arena. You know, and when I mean top Arena, I mean like top 50, top 100. Right? You can just forget about it. It's not even like worth, even your best built Rotus is not getting through Tarichka. It's not going to happen. So just don't bother. That's my philosophy. I look at the game now in things that I can have fun with. I don't look at it as things I need to progress in anymore. So I don't have the Arena champion, so I just don't bother with Arena. Easy. That's the way you play the game. Yeah, I only know, even though the arena chests are actually quite good, right? The Great Hall one, I don't farm those medals. I don't do my dailies. I literally do the 5. I do 5 battles, and maybe I'll do a few more if there's a tournament on for Fusion or something. Rarely do I use all of my arena tokens in a day. Just can't be bothered. I don't actually want to climb so high in Gold 5 that I can't get free wins. So yeah, absolutely Grendel, but that's fine. I mean, good game design would support that. You know, and I'll be honest, people were basically sitting there and hating on the Prism Shard system. I'd much prefer a Prism Shard system than what they announced today, which is, hey, go summon a bunch of champions and then you might get the one you want if you're lucky to win Kaimar. I'd much rather have Prism Shard system where I've got a chance to get those resources on a limited pool. That's way better to me. Feels way more accessible. I'm never, ever going to get Kaimar in a summoning event unless I'm willing to spend a fortune. So people should count their blessings they got the Prism system, because actually it was quite forgiving, I thought. It's better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, but what I like, Grendel, right, is it's fun. We're going to be able to make new, fun clan boss comps. It's not like it's going to push something into a position where it's unplayable or unsustainable, because he's really strong in clan boss. He's really strong in probably things like really good for the faction wars, might be really annoying in arena, but he has counters. Yeah, if you can get the taunt buff off him, he's not going to be as good. Obviously, Polymorph kind of throws a bit of a problem into the wind, but that's not his problem, that's a Polymorph problem. To be honest, Marichka and Taras would be resolved with Polymorph solutions, because Romantu would be a good counter. The problem is Polymorph disables Romantu. So, you just can't play the game. It's just not possible, so... We are at 70,000 points. We're doing well. My minimum was 80,000, because the minimum is going for the 4 and the 5. And somehow farming up the 2 and 3. I might try and push another 20,000 though to get to the 3-star and then find the 2-star. We did get a bit of an upgrade on Whisper. Whisper's got a bit of a boost. She's at 4-star now. We got a 4-star soul. That was the reasonable boost. Actually, what I should do is see what... I was looking at this the other day. Let's have a look. They need to make a blessing that makes you immune to debuffs. That's what they need to do. I'd play the game then. She went from 3-star to 4-star PM. As I said, my entire account focus is getting a 6-star Whisper. That's all I'm focused on. All of my essences are going towards a 6-star Whisper. How much value does it hold? 20% crit damage. Steeko. 20%. It's a lot. It's a lot of damage. 20% crit damage. Right, so I was looking at this. I don't think I've got anything better. I still haven't managed to get a crit damage Night Rev. We'll have a look in here. We still haven't managed to get a crit damage Amulet Night Revenants with crit damage Ascendancy. It's really frustrating me. Look, there's the grand old... These are the items that I kept from Fire Knight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From 85 runs. Rubbish is that. What we're looking for is there anything in here that is Night Revenant? That's an interesting one. She has kind of got a bit of a broken ring, so I don't really see the point in rolling another ring. It's a bit low rollish. We lost about 6%, but I mean, you ain't getting much better than that ring. I should really add some filters onto this. That could be a good improvement. I really should stop adding to my work list as well. I don't think there is. I think I scanned this already and I was looking for any... I'm kind of looking for any Night Revenant crit damage amulet. But I don't think I've got any. I think I've pulled them all out. I think I've pulled them all out. Yes, my inbox is very big. I am aware. I'm working on it though. We're getting them out bit by bit. Daily, we're getting it down. Probably do a bit more now. It's a shame. So, I mean, we're pretty much running the best we possibly can. There is a better banner a little bit, which is this one. Oops, not that one. This banner here. It's a potential better banner. It gives me more speed, but I'd lose like some attack percentage and I'd lose the blood shield. But I'm kind of on the fence about the blood shield. It feels like maybe the blood shield is maybe worth losing. Purely because it causes problems in Hydra. But I do like the shields. It's a little bit like, it's a bit awkward, right? What happens if you max your inbox? You lose the items. Do I still use any rare gear pieces? Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you need just a good speed break point, rare pieces are the best way, right? So if I look at someone like, not you, like an Oella, we're still rocking rare pieces here. If I look at someone like a Elva, wherever Elva is, yes, I know I should use search box. I get it. I don't think I'm going to get used to using the search at all. Not really using any there, but that's because she has to run really fast and I've got it really in my best gear. A lot of my speed gear can sometimes be rare because you just get a lot of like speed. Nothing can really beat that. Six-star speed boots is the same. I mean, I would say I've started using less of it, but I wouldn't say I don't use it at all. You know? It has its places. For sure. So yeah, so we could swap the banner. I mean, the amulet, as I said, it sucks how much I've tried to get an attack amulet. Look, HP, defense. I mean, we could do this one, but we haven't done that one yet, have we? Which one is that? Oh, let's go farm that quickly. Oops. Maybe that one can give us it. Surely one of these must give me crit damage. Surely. One of them must. Have I ever played Mobile Legends? No, I have not. Wondering what will be the new set of blessings. Well, if it's anything like life tokens, we'll probably never see them. Do you see how much she just did? 461,000 damage. $483,000 damage. That is the difference between 400, right? So here's how crazy that is. The same build, we can actually go find it. Hang on. We can actually go find this because, let me see if I can find it. If I go back to the video, I have not changed her build. If I go back to the video that I did on the Shogun Grove. Where was it? This one. Right. Okay. So we have a look at this one here. This is the exact same Whisper build. The only difference is she is now 4-star. Look how much difference of damage she is doing. Once I stop talking, I talk a lot. I'm still talking a lot. It's very bad. It's very bad. She's going to attack in a minute now. It's funny. I always used to hate looking at pictures of myself since I've done YouTube, but it doesn't really bother. 392. Right? The same build. 392. That's what it was. Let's see it again. I'll slow it down. So first hit. Ready for it? What? 1-star, 4-star has given her 80,000 more damage. Holy. 500,000 damage. The second hit will always be harder because she gets her passive back. So she does 20% more damage. 500,000 damage. As long as there's a weaken out on the A2, she will ignore defense, Almighty Dobie. That's why she does so much damage. As long as there's a weaken out, she ignores the defense completely. Now, the reason why this is doing a lot more damage than just 20% crit damage is, of course, this passive that I forget about. Because normally, we don't kill bosses using direct damage, right? Because max HP is capped at 10%, because burns, poisons, activations, they don't count as direct damage. I normally ignore the damage dealing part of this and just focus on the damage protection. But with Whisper's scenario, she's actually not capped. So this passive on Whisper gets exponentially more powerful. So the reason why 4-star was such a big deal is the first two, you get 10%. She basically got 20% crit damage on top of a flat 10% bonus damage. And she still got 20% more bonus damage to come, 5% more crit damage. Yeah, if you're not doing Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss Viper, you don't do this. My free-to-play doesn't even bother with either of the Ascension dungeons. It's not important right now. Oh, she's out-damaging a single max HP nuke. So, forget Gnut, right? Put Gnut to one side, because Gnut is so unique for this boss, like, it doesn't count. You compare her against a Husk. Compare it against a Royal Guard. A Cold Heart. She is comfortably out-damaging them, not just because of that A2, but because of the fact that she's going to get bonus damage on top of the A2, right? So what you basically get here is, we're going to go in with a Blessed Bash, not always get the full max cap. You're going to get A2, which gives you 48, 49, sometimes a Phantom Touch, so that's 100,000. then 443,000 with 67 and a War Master. So you get 2 chances of War Master, 2 chances of Phantom Touch, and you also get that 100k bonus damage. So in one rotation, she is massively outdamaging a single maximum HP. It's basically like having 2 Royal Guards. She just did 120,000 twice. So that's 240,000 plus the 67k War Master. So that's like 320,000. Then she comes in with a 450 to 500k hit. So in one rotation, she is basically doing about 1 million damage, which is over double a single Cold Heart A3. That's why I think she's actually the second best champion in this for this dungeon. And she's not even fully maxed out yet. Now, I know some people are saying, oh, well, it's all right. You've got a 4-star Whisper. It's easier for you to say blah, 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 blah. I get it. But I was doing it before she was 4-star. I would have probably been able to do it with a 1-star. Crit damage. Oh. It's going to be the death of me, this. It's another amulet. I'm running out of crit damage amulets. I don't know if I have any more. Well, there's one there, but it's pretty poor. For the love of all that is real. There's only 4. It's 25% chance, right? There's 25% chance that you get crit damage. So it's a 1 in 4 chance that I'll get crit damage. So far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has failed. The thing is, I lose so much attack. It's actually kind of painful to swap to those. That one's not so bad. Maybe we can go try that one. It is kind of nutty, right? Yeah, I know a lot, like, yeah, if you haven't got Riho, this doesn't really work, but it's not like you can't do other teams without Riho. It's just that Riho is just so good for this dungeon, right? I mean, my only defense is she was a guaranteed legendary at one point, so I get it. It's not really fair to say that it's accessible when you have a Void Legendary is the cornerstone of it. But I mean, I'm just going to throw hypotheticals out here. Can we just go and run 4 Whispers with someone and do an Acrizia strat? Can we just do that? Just like run quad Whisper. Do you know if the bonus stats from Ascension have all the same rates to roll? Well, the substat roll rate, yeah, it's equal distribution. I have 2. I might make a 3rd. I might even make 4 and see if you can do it. To be fair, though, if I lose Renegade, this team does fail. Oh, jeez. I've basically got an extra... since I've put that 4-star on, I've got an extra, like, Gnut A3 I can spare. Where before, I wasn't quite getting there. Right, okay. Surely the next one will. The quest for a goddamn Ascension. And that one's not bad. 36. That one's got 40. Let's try this one. Crit damage. God's sake. Okay, we go again. Oh. How do you feel if you could empower epics like you could with legendaries? Imagine a +4 Whisper. I think that would be unfair on the competition then. And boof! Oh, she low rolled that time. I mean, to be fair, I've got some very crazy gear on this one Whisper. So, I'm kind of trolling with the quad Whisper, but it's possible. I mean, Gnu is just such a monster, isn't he? Okay, attempt number 4. Or, like, we'll call this, like, attempt number 8 at this rate. So this is the next best one. Or we can go for that, and that's got really low, but it's got double the stats. That's got 36. It's got 25, but we do have a lot more accuracy on that one. So it would help mitigate the loss. Let's try this one. Come on then. Crit damage. Ah! I'm basically going to have like an army of crit damage amulets without crit damage substat roll. We've still got some to go. There's still hope. Could take this up to 12. Maybe this is going to roll the attack. Roll defense. It's not great. We basically got two more good ones, I would say. 2 more good ones. Let's go get some more. The game is trolling me, honestly. Anyone know if Diablo 4 servers are down? Check now. I'll probably play a bit of Diablo in a bit. It's actually this says 25% chance. It's equal distribution, Oxline. Red flag. Log into battle.net is currently unavailable. However, you can continue to use battle.net on launch games and play games that are so probably not. Yeah, it's pretty dead. Well, that's disappointing. What do we got then? Let's place ooh, let's have, I don't know. Finding a new playlist here. Let's have some dark cinematic. See what happens. What champs are good for Faction Wars? Undead 21 when the Valk wave sucks. Not enough sustain where I don't have enough damage to break through it. Crowd control, like stun sets. It's kind of hard for me because I use Vladimir. I'm trying to remember who I used back in the day. Undead hordes. Normally it's whether or not you've Gorgorab. I'm trying to think who you can use. Like obviously something like Vogoth is a great option. You basically need people that can like yeah, Vogoth provide. Dark Elhain's not bad. If you've got Vlad is 100% the champion I would invest in. Vlad generally is really, really good. Because you get that AoE block active skills with the AoE decreased defense. So even if they kind of take a turn, you're reducing the damage because Valk is defense based. So 100% I would say if you've got Vlad, you index and you invest in Vlad. He'll carry the faction for you. And he's also generally a great option around the game these days. I use my Vlad everywhere. Like even without Constantine half the time I use him because he's just a great solid carry. You get 50% turn meter drop. You get leech. You get, he fully heals if you kill someone. Does he fully heal? I think he gets revive on death if you kill someone without Constantine. AoE block, AoE decreased defense, AoE block active skills. You pretty much get everything you need in a kit to like build a team around. Very good champion. How much crit damage do you need to cap on Shogun 24? I don't know if my gear is not just good enough to achieve the speeds. I'll check what my Gnut is at. The thing is, Gnut reduces the defense quite quickly, so I never aim to crit cap the first hit. I crit cap the next ones. So you can see that he's already at crit cap in here. Uh-oh. This is where the fail runs can happen. But not now. I've got a 4-star Whisper because she goes and annihilates the boss. Okay, 2 attempts. Come on now. Crit damage with attack. Priority based on attack. So this one is good. And this one is good. This one has more attack, but no accuracy. This one has a lot more attack, a lot more accuracy. Come on now. Crit damage. Just why? I have the world's largest collection of non-crit damage, less crit damage amulets. Yeah, it's kind of rubbish, isn't it? I'm trying to find a new playlist. I'm bored with my current one. It's the mood I'm in. Let's go with indie vibes. Let's try this one. Yeah, actually, that's a good reminder, Greta. Hellhades is how I got through it before I had Vlad. Hellhades is what I used to get through Undead Hordes, I remember now. Because I locked out the Valkyries A2. So you just lock out all the Valkyries, so... I can't really play normal music, otherwise I'll get DMCA'd. It's... So the way that I say the new fusion, it's one of the best clan boss champion fusions we'll ever see. It is a really strong arena option. It's a unique champion. It's a void legendary, because that's another factor you've got to think when you skip fusions. Like if you skip like a Loriaka, well, you might pull a Loriaka because it's a non-void, right? Non-void legendaries you're more likely to pull than not. Whereas void legendaries, when's the next time you're going to pull a void legendary? It's hard. I'll be going on it both accounts because my free-to-play needs clan boss. But you don't necessarily need it if you've, quote, solved clan boss and you don't care about arena. It doesn't have that much value. Honestly, I think a lot of people will do what we did with Loriaka and kind of look to see what the event is going to be like. If the event is really, really bad like we think it might be, I think some people might just go, oh, it's not really worth the effort. It's a very strong possibility. Yeah, not sure how I'll be able to get through this fusion afternoon. I would love so much to get him, but silver is almost impossible. Yeah, I mean, I've built a bit of silver up today, but I know if I gear cleanse, I'll burn through all of my silver in like an hour. Do we expect double summer rush? Well, I mean, if we got the old, let me see if I can find the last one. Where is that? Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. We have it on the website. I don't know why I'm struggling to find it. We have it on the website. Meanwhile, let's go roll another chance of getting a HP amulet on a crit damage amulet. It's going to be the bane of my life, this, honestly. Fortus. Give me crit damage. Go. Crit damage. Yes! Oh. Oh. My life's complete. You watch now as the game as it's not as strong as my other amulet with like 12% crit damage. Right, what are we gonna do here? Where is it? Past fusion events. What I will say though, I did go through quite a lot of my crit damage amulets, but I actually think accessories are quite easy to get what you want. It's a bit frustrating if you have like that quad roll ring, right? I got hit defense on my quad roll attack ring. That kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like, you know, it's not too difficult to get what you want. And to be honest, the only way that gets, what I would say is actually maybe I need to look at this and go, well, if I get attack on anything with like a double, if it's within, like if we take another 5% off of that, if it's within 80, then it might be more optimal to actually have an ascended double roll than a quad. But it's very unlikely. It would have to be almost like, I think, a triple roll to get anywhere near it. Because this doesn't really help with the sorting because it doesn't show me the rolls. Like, it would need to be like a triple roll and a very high triple roll because this quad roll is very beastly to get anywhere near that number. But that's what you can kind of look like. Something like that, right? So if that was a HP with a HP percentage, if I had a quad roll that rolled like attack and then I had a triple roll that rolled HP, then the extra 80 might actually be more. It might actually be better. Lonatharil. When was Lonatharil? So Lonatharil was back in August. So it's basically an annual, really, really crappy model. Is there a picture in here? No. Okay, well, that's poor from us. See if I can find that. Ah, look, there you go. It's on Plarium's website. So if we have a look at this was the last one they did. Yeah, I actually did the Lonatharil fusion. I don't really know why. I was kind of like doing it. I was thinking, I have no idea why I'm doing this fusion. I've never used a champion. So this was a schedule. So each epic had 130 fragments. So you could skip 30 fragments, which is quite good actually. But if you look, Champion Chase always had 20. So you could skip the Champion Chase because there's, you know, is that 130 with the leaderboards though? I always get it mixed up. I think it's with the leaderboards, isn't it? So you couldn't skip the chase. Yeah, it's like 75, 580, 90. Yeah. So you always can win some tournaments, potentially. But if you look here, they basically put 115, 115, 115, 115, and 115. Right? So you can skip some things. Like you can skip the Champion Chase tournament, the second part, potentially. I can't remember what they did with the fragments, though. I think they kind of screwed us and they put the fragments on each one. So you can see there was like, what? Champion Chase tournament, Summon Rush was here and here. If I remember correctly, you had to do both parts. I think you had to do both parts. Because essentially they put the Wuji at the higher end of both. So if you wanted to get the Wuji, you had to do both of them. So you can't really skip anything. That's the problem. There's 50 fragments, you need both of them. Because they generally don't split them up. Which is the problem. What you could do with Wuji, I think you could skip some things if you had to do the whole Summon Rush. So essentially you could skip 15 points, which means you could have skipped like the latter half of the Champion Training event. You didn't have to do all of the Champion Training event. You still had to do the Artifact Enhancement event because you could only skip 15. But you could skip the ending of the Champion Training there. And I think with Carlinia, you could skip the start bit. But here's the problem, right? I remember this now. It's all coming back to me a little bit. I remember raging at the fact that I could skip Dungeon Divers 3. Because I didn't need the extra 15 fragments for Carlinia, because I got it from Summon Russian Champion Chase. The problem is, you need the Yellow Gina fragments. And they put the Yellow Gina fragments after Carlinia. So you had to go through Carlinia to get to the Yellow Gina, and you can't skip 20. So you had to do the Dungeon Divers events. You didn't have to do this Fire Knight. Oh, you had to do the Fire Knight as well. Yeah, you had to do the Fire Knight as well, because you couldn't skip 20. You can't skip 20 of them. So they structured it in a way you had to do this. You wasted 15 fragments. I'm pretty sure if I looked at my main account here, I've probably got... I don't know if they still keep it. There you go, look. 15 Yellow Gina fragments and 15 Anchorite fragments. 20 Wuji fragments. All left over from this stupid fusion. Because you couldn't skip anything. The only thing you could skip was these 15 Wuji fusions. Wuji frags. It's the only thing you could skip. I really dislike this fusion model. I think it's too unfair. The perks are you save a lot on the rare ascension, but you still have to ascend the epics. So you still have the... You basically have all of the investment, really, of a traditional fusion, paired alongside the fact you can't keep the fusion in your vault, so you lose all your champion summoning, and the fact you can't really skip events. It's just bad. You can't even sit there and go, oh, well, you'll get the fragment epics as part of, like, the champion chase. Well, yes, you could, except with a traditional fusion, you can actually fuse all four. You can fuse the epic from 4 events. Where here, for example, until you get to the champion chase, which was at the start, you had nothing to fuse. So all of these are going to get summoned outside of an efficient window, outside of clan versus clan, because the chase is already gone. And you can't wait for this point because it's probably too late. The only thing, as I said, we'll have to see what the schedule is like, but it's going to be a rough fusion. It's not going to be a walk in the park. You know, expect it to be pretty bad and then go from there. That's what I would say. Expect the worst and then you'll never be disappointed, right? Right, anyway, let's just do a quick optimization here. And let's see. We're going to allow it to pick a crit damage amulet. And we're going to allow it to pick an attack banner. We are requiring Relentless. Of course, we need Relentless. We're pushing like 5, 7, and 7. We're pushing like high glyphs. And we're putting it around 190 speed. I've got it up for the Akamori Shogun. I've put one of Gnut's knockouts on it, which is one of his A3s. Let's see what we get. No, I've still got lots. I didn't actually make the Relic Keeper. And I don't think I made the Broadmoor. I think the free-to-play I'm not too worried about at the moment, but I haven't really looked into it. There we go, look. That's an option. It's going to recommend that. I thought it might. That looks chunky. Once you start getting to late game, Relentless gets really hard. Early game, you tend to get a lot of it because you win a lot of tournaments. On the main, we're pretty like laughing. It'll be easy. It'll be a cakewalk. Good news as well is we got a new Doom Tower rotation, right? So the main is going to get more sacreds up here. How long until my key? Oh, the key's not going to happen today. Yes, DKS, I think it can. You'd run in basically 2-1 and then run Demitha. The only thing you've got to be careful of is he'll actually reset the cooldowns of some champions on that A2. So that's going to be really tricky to get the champions to use their skills in the right places if they're getting reset, because the Demitha is going to have a de facto 2-turn cooldown on everything. It's going to be really crazy to, like, you know, Deadwood's going to have a lot of fun with it. Put it like that. So we can go 6.8k. It's a shame, really. I'd like to go higher attack. We could, like, it's giving me that. believe it or not. It's giving me a... Well, first things first, let's go get that chest. Up to... Where is he? Let's get this up to 20. 16, because it might give us crit rate. It didn't. It gave us flat defense. Of course it did. Any of these any good? So difficult to get good cruel gear. Really is. I don't think any of the relentless gear in here is getting good. I think that'd be pretty poor. I actually didn't clock when the fusion starts, believe it or not. This is, will it triple roll so I can rework it? No, so it's a cell. Attack percent and ignore defense. Well, not so much ignore defense, the attack percent, G-Man. It's probably got a lot of crit damage on it. Kind of lame. I mean, what we could do if we want to be really crazy is just do that. Use my best possible gear. What can I get? It would take Seer's weapon. And it would take Dythe's gloves. Which I'm actually okay with, actually. Let's make him a 2. I'm actually okay with him taking that. See, it is changing the banner out for this banner here. It is changing the banner out. What I haven't played with is dropping the speeds a little bit to see what we can get. Ooh. Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're getting to the realms of taking gear from people we don't want to take from. I mean, that's nutty. We lose a lot of attack, but we gain a lot of crit damage. That will basically increase our damage by 10%. Somehow I don't think that's calculating correctly. It's not calculating the ignore defense, which is kind of a lame, but it does on the battle engine side. It should do. I hope it is. I wonder if it is or not. Let me just test something for a second. Still recommending that. You need to be locked away now. That's a fair point. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Gort. I can do that, though. It's not a problem. Do you have any tips for when using Dead Regella's calculator, trying to watch slot in? It's a very, very wide question that is quite difficult to answer. Yeah, it is working. Just not calculating it correctly over there. Do counterattacks break speed tunes? Only if the counterattack triggers a turn meter boost. So something like a ninja will potentially break it. Oof. It's actually recommended not the relentless gloves now. 27k. I mean, it might better go in this one, purely because we have a lower crit damage. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to try this one. It's a 9% increase in damage once we max it all out. But it's quite a straightforward change. We basically drop the gloves for these new perception gloves. This is why sometimes it's worth keeping perception gloves with, you know, some basic stats. Like, most people would have thrown that away because it doesn't have any speed. It's in perception. Perception's not a great damage set. It's producing a lot of damage because it rolled well on the Ascension, right? So because it's rolled good on the Ascension, it's kind of worth keeping. And then we're going to take from Marksman. We can find it. Yep. Oh, we're out of space, so we're going to sell some of these 5 stars. Nice. So you're a bit slow at the moment, but we're going to swap the banner. And we're also going to swap the amulet. So we're going to swap to this. Which one is it? That one. I don't even know if that's going to get anything extra. I got some flat HP, it's fine. We should just roll some of these banners here, to be honest, in case they triple roll. I have pretty awful luck when it comes to reaction banners. I tend to find. What up, cat? What are you doing down here? Cat's distracting me. All these are just not good banners, basically. The banner I've put on is not amazing. Banner is an area where I can improve, right? If we look at the difference here, I've dropped 200 attack for 16 speed, but none of these are particularly amazing banners, so I'll be on the lookout for a better banner, ideally with a lot of attack percentage. But we're now going to take that new crit damage amulet. With attack whip, which is this one, and now we're going to glyph the heck out of it. How often does the Akara fragments refresh in shop? Once, yeah, every 7 days you can buy 5 more. Oh wow, like seriously? Perfect roll. Might as well perfect roll these. Come on, give me 40. I'll do. Nice. Not nice. Still not nice. I'll do. It's a mid-tier ban, I don't want to go crazy. Bit of HP as well, helps keep her alive in Hydra. Bit here. I mean, these are really good. Let's give her an 8. Nice. Oh, we can ascend. Oh, we can ascend. Oh, we've run out now. Enchant. Not really much I can do there. We might as well give it a bit of resist. And these all stay the same. Attack, attack. You know, we could basically boost the speed up on this, couldn't we? I mean, it's worthy of a 6-star. Really? 250 of all the range. How many people in chat have had the situation where you roll 1 and then you roll it again and it gives you the max? It feels like it happens to me all the time. When does the event start? I don't... Well, the fusion, I don't know. I have no idea. Right, where does that get us? We need to do some farming, because we need this up. So we need, like, what? A couple of runs there. Then we need to ascend this. So we can might as well just do some Shogun quickly just to get this done. Maybe we get attack or accuracy. Attack or accuracy is fine. I don't mind if it's accuracy. Attack would be preferred. Try and substitute some of the ones I've lost. Let's just make sure I've got enough crit damage on the Renegade. Where is she? Renegade 2. No. Okay, rough. It's in a pretty good ring. She's in a pretty good ring, I think. Doesn't get much better than that. We could sub in... Oh, look. Randomly at 15. No, I didn't really want the speed. I'm not going to lie. The speed is not great, but hey. It's a pretty good banner now. What? Don't meow at me. You've had everything you could possibly want today. I don't really think I've got anything better over here. It would need to be like... You know, we can't take that. It's death. Resistance, no. 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 So it's none of these. These are out. So the only thing we can do is quickly swap in. We can see if we can get any more crit damage without actually... I'm trying to avoid basically... I'm trying to avoid a situation where I have to put in a crit damage amulet. But I might have to, because essentially when this chick is maxed, she'll be 327, and we're currently at 284. So, I mean, it's potential that we can do it. We'd have to go to weapon, substats, required. That's not... It's a required crit damage, sort by crit damage. What do we got going on here? There's a 27% in Savage, a 26% in Fury. That's pretty tasteful. What are we comparing it to? A 20% in crit damage set. So if we take the crit damage set, we're going to replace the crit damage set, which is kind of awkward, to be fair. You know, so... Obviously, we could try and substitute. It's like, do we have crit damage gloves? It's the weirdest build I've ever done, honestly. We can take that from Franox, although they're kind of really good gloves to use here. Let's not go that route. Killstroke has it as well, right? Killstroke's crit damage. Well, that's pretty lame. We do kind of want it somewhat tanky. What does this get us to? HP? Oh, it's giving us HP percent. We can basically get those. 5% speed is manageable. And then do we have like crit damage and kill stroke down here? It'll give us a lot of speed though. Not much we can really do about that. And it wouldn't give us that much bonus because it's crit rate, not crit damage. I feel like this is an optimizer jobby, isn't it? Alright, let's run the optimizer. Renegade. We need you to be in survival mode. Configure everything but locked 1. I need you with a minimum of 328% crit damage. Can't take the ring, amulet, or banner. Can have whatever you want. Give me a result. What is going on? No, you're not having any more treats. Cat's kicking off, honestly. Saf, if Cruelty and Gnutz won't stack, do I use Phantom Touch on my 6-star? Yes, you do. I'm going to have to use an amulet. It's fine. I think I'm going to have to use this amulet. There is one available. It's actually... Ironically, there's many available because I've been ascending the damn things. It's probably going to have to be this one here. Yeah, see, that'll get us there then. I really don't want to use those gloves, but I mean, I might have to because they're really tanky. How much effective HP does she lose? So she loses 322 defense, so that's not too bad. Trying to avoid good sets. And good pieces. You just want to kind of use your throwaway pieces on this. I don't really want anyone too quick either. This one looks good. We'll go with this. So we basically swap out the amulet. Sorry, Mortu. You're losing your gloves. Needs, must. Which means the gloves are going. What? It's like she hasn't been fed or something. Even though she's got... Oh, I have enough space. Cats, honestly. Would be the death of me. Oh, look, he's got a replacement one there. It's fine. Let's just sell some rubbish here. What's that? It's a pretty good one. What's that? It's a pretty good one. Oh my god, do we not have anything to sell? She's proper playing it tonight. She's in one of those moods tonight. That's pretty good as well. That's pretty lame. Go with that. Okay. I think it's just those two changes. And then obviously... Like, we can probably take this up as well. I don't mind burning silver, we've got to do the city event, so... This will help keep her alive. We take this up as well. Don't get speed. Don't want speed. Don't want speed. Don't want speed. That's fine HP. That's cool. Right, so we made a bit more tankier. Don't really care about these things. AoE damage doesn't really help her. That doesn't really help her. One thing I'll probably do is bring... I need to rebuild the Ruella into bolster. We might do that now, actually. She's pretty tanky, though. 324. Why am I low? %. Why is that saying 329%? Oh, Laura Steel. I can go get Laura Steel, can't I? It's like, why am I not getting enough? Of course, Laura Steel. because we'll get a bit of bonus damage there. Right, okay, so, but it's good enough for us to go back in here and unleash the first version of Whisper 2.0. Let's see how she does. Blessed Bash comes in. Here we go. First hit. Okay, respectable. I don't even think she's going to get another A2. I think she's going to kill it first. She killed it before we got there. Right, let's do this naturally sensible thing here. Let's put Ruella into a bolster set at similar speeds as what she's currently running, so that we can mitigate the first critical hit. How much damage is this? What one is it? It's the non-1. Okay. I got 2 Ruellas. It's very difficult to remember which one is which. Which one has masteries and which one does not. Right. This one. What? What? Don't meow at me, yeah? You've had like an army of food. What more could you possibly want today? How much attack and crit damage you managed to get on Whisper? We're up to like 309, but there's a lot of upgrades to do. Which does more damage, Whisper or Faceless? Whisper. Whisper gets a guaranteed extra attack. Faceless doesn't. Right, so what we want to do is we want to help Renegade. The fail rate of this team is if Renegade dies. So how do we help Renegade? We bring bolster sets, right? We don't really care about damage on Ruella. She doesn't do any. So all we want to do is bring like probably survival mode. Let's just reset this actually. Let's go survival mode. Configure that. Priority 1, that's fine. Stats. What is she at the moment? She is at 217. I'm probably able to optimize the speed a bit better. But, you know, we haven't got there. 446. So how much do we need? We need 555, right? Let's check the stages. She's giving up now, finally. So we need 555. I could have just checked this, right? I could have just gone here. I don't know why I'm such an idiot. 555. 555. We can then go to the battle tab and say, I'm going to be having an accuracy aura of 80. So take that into account, please. We're going to have an increased crit rate as well as increased attack. There's a 15% bonus here. Optimize. Start battle. It's fine. Decreased defense. Weaken. Battle. He's also got decreased crit rate. I don't think I have that buff there. Okay, so we need those, and then we need it in a bolster set. Can be shield or bolster. Now, naturally, we want to go accuracy with speeds. So we could take the White Drive near one for 4 more speed. I don't really think that's worth. Or we could take a 96 and drop a few more speed. That seems worth. So we'll do that. Crit damage, we want HP here because we want to increase our bolster value. Ideally with accuracy substats. Something like that. We do have stuff we haven't rolled though, so let's just roll some of this. I did say if I did some gear cleansing, this silver would go down a lot, didn't I? I'll probably run a bunch of Fire Knight, to be honest, to replenish it ahead of the fusion. There's no better time to run it, really. That's really bad. So we'll just go with that one then, I guess. Max it out. Speed, accuracy. We're going to swap over to this 96 one, I think. Where's that one? Do we get any more speed? Do we get lucky? Nope. But we do triple roll of defense, so, you know, that's kind of cool. And then rings, of course, same thing again. Health. Ideally, health percentage. Perfect. Look, there's a ring waiting for us. There is a ring waiting for us. Right there. Okay, so that's that. We're going to put that on. Cool. So optimize survival stats. We don't need these now because we've got them. Boots wise, it's going to have to be HP percentage or speed. Leave that on there. Okay, let's go. See what it kind of gives us. We want just a lot of HP if we can. We might want to go balanced because we're never going to take damage. Actually, it's probably a good idea. Go off that, go to survival, and just go full on health because we don't care about defense. We actually want to index a lot harder into HP for shielding. We don't really care about defense. We're never going to take any damage. So that's what it's recommending. So Tutora can't because Tutora is locked to 1. So I don't know why that's locked there. I don't really want to use that piece, I'm not going to lie. Sets. There we go. That's our build. So can I make some space by putting gear on people that I've taken gear from? Like Skranky Boy, can you take a weapon? Quillen, you can take some stuff. Just to free up my capacity here. Okay, cool. Ruella. So you're the right one, yes, you are. So we're going to take So we're going to take Gurgo's gloves. We don't really use Gurgo anymore these days. Freeze is a bad thing. I'm going to try a slower one with accuracy. Because again, I don't really want to use that chest piece if I can help it. I'd rather use that. And then find the speed elsewhere. We might get it here, you know. Or not, but more HP is always good. Okay, so that's cool. And then we're just going to take some bolster pieces here. Which are... probably some crazy pieces that I should not put on this type of build because I don't really care for like a special build, but I guess we're using them now. If we don't use them for something, what's the point of having them at all, right? boost it all up. Okay, so we got like... Alright, cool. So we've burnt all of our silver. We're not burning anymore. 61k, 197 speed. It might be too slow. Let's find out. This is... Have we broke the speed soon by dropping like 20 speed out of here? Is there a reason to build Ruella with low masteries? Yeah, because I'll do them eventually, but I don't really want the one with... I don't want to use the one with masteries in case I need it for something else. So far, so good. Yep, the speed tune's fine. Look at the value of just one extra of the bolster there. Look how much safer she is. We're just trying to make the world's strongest Whisper. That's what we're doing. So Whisper now is at 304% crit damage, 7.1k attack. But we have got all of this to come. We have got all of this to come. I don't actually know what we need. We need a little bit more for that. Wait, did that give us enough to ascend this? I think we need a little bit more as well, right? We did 80. So we're just going to run a few times here. Nothing new. Yeah, basically it's all the same thing. Me trying to make Whisper the best in the world. Renegade's at 326 at the moment. I'll go farm Laura Steel on Renegade to basically get her to 328% crit damage, which should be enough to support all of the bonuses for Whisper. It's nice to know the speed tune still works. And the good thing is the bolster set has basically made it so that Renegade is now safer. Because that was the only fail rate with this team, is if Renegade died, then we were kind of screwed. It's the remnants of mixed fruit copperbig. Hey Omar, that's fine, you look away. What blessing's best? I personally think Phantom Touch. But if you are like probably at 6-star, Crushing Rend is probably better than Hydra. Oh, someone who 3% did I get double 3%? What happened there? Did Ruella just 3%? Probably. It's probably still fine. Just took us a little longer. I think we need like one more greater pot. I think. What are you doing? Why are you stretching? An angsty cat tonight. That's not... I'm after the lesser ones. The greater ones. The game does feel a little bit lethargic, though. It feels like it's lost a little bit of its snappiness. Probably needs to be restarted or something. So 100k, 467,000 plus a Phantom Touch. So another like 80,000 on top of that 460,000. We didn't get a Gnut reflex, but it should be fine because, well, we have Whispers. 524,000. Crazy. I'm pretty sure I could probably save myself 8 seconds by optimizing the speed tune a bit. I haven't really looked at it. Like, we just took like 20 speed off Ruella, and it's still perfectly fine. So... So, you know, it's pretty good. managed to sell a kidney and got Knut. He's worth it. He is worth your kidney. Yo, you remember what you said about Gory and FK? I'm trying to build a team for it now. He's better than the blue dude. Yeah, mathematically speaking, yes. I don't know whether that's the case in reality, but I've never tried it really. Knut has ended up being quite fast, but that's because I'm using him Hydra at the moment. I've still got to get masteries on him, but he's in reflex, 264 speed, 235% crit damage, 357 accuracy. We're getting down to like Cycle of Magic. He is fully booked. Soul Reap. You know, pretty good. We can get like more accuracy here. HP percent, defense percent. He can get more speed. We'll probably take that speed up. So he's ended up just being fast. I didn't intend for it. We can basically go 1 freaking oil. One goddamn freaking oil. Reflex and you turn off his A2. Or whichever, you turn off his A3. Whichever one isn't the freeze, you turn off. Wonder how many points I got on Path of Vengeance now. I've been upgrading a bunch of stuff. Boof. Oh, it's so much damage. The nice thing, like a lot of people said, oh, why is Ruella in this team? She replaces the debuff, so we get another round. And we also get the increased crit rate, which means I can keep Whisper at 70% crit rate. So you basically get an awful lot. Like, she's actually doing quite a lot in this team. Boom, boom. Here we go. One more hit. 440,000. The crazy thing is she's not even at 6 out of 6. We've got another, like, 5% more crit damage to come. We've got, like, 10 more speed. Another 100 odd attack. So much more power to come. Not to mention 20% more damage on the Awakened passive. That's where having a 3-star Gnut would help for consistency. We'd just finish it off, we would. Up to 3. Boom. 6%. She's ascending to power. Have we got any leftover oil here? We'll just do one more and we'll try and get the oil for that. Let's send the last one there. She is in like really giga strong boots. Like these are giga strong. I don't have any oil for that. I got loads of superior oil, but I need to get up to the superior oil ones, right? Once I get a bit more of the Sand Devil's greater oil, I'll be able to take her fully, her gloves all the way up. So that'll give her another like 12% crit damage. Yeah, I mean at the moment she's at, let's see. At the moment she's at 308%. She will be at 327% once she's fully maxed out. She's also missing about 100 attack, which she'll get from, like, the shields. I haven't ascended the weapon, so that could be another 80 attack. She's got some survivability from the shield, the chest. She could get either accuracy or attack on the banner. Saphis is still worth farming other stages in Sand Devil than 25 despite the changes. If so, what changes are the best? 7 and 11 are pretty good. Still, like they're still fine. In terms of the other stages, 24 is still good. 15 is quite good for so kind of like for lesser oil, you're going 25, 11, 15, 14, 7, For Greater Oil, it's basically the top stages. That hasn't really changed. And then for Superior, is the thing. So it's really about the lesser oil. I would say probably if you want a little bit of Greater Oil odds, you go 11 or 15. Sorry, 11 or 15. But 7 is still pretty quick, right? So you can still bash out 7 if you want to just get yourself some. Obviously, I tend to do Sand Devil now during the turn-based tournaments. I feel like that's when you should do Sand Devil now, is when the turn-based tournaments are on. So 476. Have you tried your whispering in here, Dutchy? I'm pulling some crazy numbers, and yours is stronger than mine right now because you've got a higher ascended. I'd imagine it would do like 600k nearly. Like if we think one Awakening Star here granted us a boost from about 396 to about 460,000. What's the next one I'm going to do? It won't be as much because we don't get the bonus crit damage on top, but it will be more Phantom Touch procs. You know, this will add damage because it goes from 30% to a 75% chance. It's a big jump. Right, are we going to get attack? Give us attack. Well, at least if it gets pulled from the stupid... Maybe there's a chance we resist the Mischief Head, right? Stupid thing. Never get what you want, right? Never get what you want. But there you go. How many vengeance points did we actually get from all that? Oh, we've hit the 80,000 mark. Cool. So that was the first break point that I wanted for the Path of Vengeance, because 80,000 is enough points to basically go all the way down here and all the way to here. I can get a 4 and a 5-star soul. I need another 20,000 if I want to try and get the 3-star soul. By the way, I will be releasing a video tomorrow that will give you a chance to get free points. It's not a giveaway, just a little secret trick that I found. I don't really know why there's loads of videos going around going, this is the easiest and quick way to do this Path of Vengeance. It's really quick. Like, all you have to do is roll a little bit of gear and sell it. I'm like, isn't that like the concept that we've always done for like gear cleansing, right? Artifact enhancement during a gear cleanse is all the way we've always done it. That was my understanding. I don't really understand that. Maybe I'm just tired and grouchy, but I'm just looking at it like, what's the point of that? It's a bit strange. It is a bit strange. Anyway, there's a good time to switch on to Diablo. I think I'm done with raid for the day. Let's play Diablo for 40 minutes. If the game lets me. Let's find out. Will the camera work? Probably not. Let me just be a terrible streamer for a minute until I sort this out. Camera, will you work? No. I need to unplug the camera. Never works the first time. Hang on. Professional streamer mode is being enabled. Let's work. Camera. Sort of. I'm a bit glowy. Why am I so glowy? I don't really know. Let's figure that out. I'll do. Professional streamer extraordinaire. Now all I need to do is figure out how to change the game. Let's leave it as it is. It's fine. Is it going to let me in? Yeah, thanks guys for hanging out if you were done with the raid section. I just need a bit of a break. I've been non-stop, honestly, today. So, who should I 60 for general content? Achak, Hoskarel, Allure, Tyrell, Biggin, or Royal Guard? I mean, Biggin is very good at wave clear, like controlling waves. So you can go for Biggin as control. Achak, very, very good burner. It depends what you need, Ada. If you need a burner, Achak. If you need wave control, Biggin. If you need maximum boss killing, Royal Guard. Those are your three options. Hoscaril is a very good stun champion as well, but you've got Biggin, he's just better. Allure if you need Fire Knight, but if you've got Knut, then you don't really need Allure anymore, to some extent. I'm actually going to play a game for fun. Well, I would like to, but for whatever reason, whenever I stream Diablo 4, you can't get in the game. It's like, why are they hating me? Is it down? Is it down? Is it alive? I mean... Guess not. Ooh, start game pending. It changed from 1 minute. I don't know. It's been pretty good, but for whatever reason, whenever I want to stream the game, it always just does this. Like, it's pretty brutal, I'm not going to lie. Every time, it's so brutal. I guess. Maybe there's not going to be the way. Does reflex proc on turn or on hit? It procs when you take a turn. When you take a turn, you proc reflex. That's why I'm able... Yeah. So Knut's A3 was coming back because I was getting a reflex proc on turn. Come on. So it's a pretty good chance, to be fair. Happens quite a lot. Really, every blimming time. All I want to do is just chill for like half an hour after working too many hours and just click some zombies' heads. It's all I want to do. Is play the goddamn game. Honestly, it happens every time, doesn't it? Every stream. Every stream. Every time I want to do a stream. It's probably a login server issue. Bit like what we had the problem with Playroom, right? Where they were trying to... where they had a problem where if you were in the game, you were fine. You could play the game, not a problem. But trying to get in the game was the problem. We'll give it 5. If not, we'll probably end the stream there. We'll see what happens. League Arena time. I haven't logged into League in a while. Oh, by the way, guys, did you see we got another big win? Add another thing to the things that I have managed to get changed in the game. This bug fix for... While we wait for this, might as well talk about something useful. Can I get game capture in here? When display capture. Go. You don't really need to see me for this. They're fixing Lady of Ireth's books. Someone pointed out to me, and I kind of agreed with them, that if you were to book her passive, her A2, it doesn't do anything after the second book, because essentially, in order for her passive to work, you have to take a turn. When she takes a turn, she shields an ally. So it doesn't matter whether it's on 1 turn cooldown or 0 turn cooldown, it'll be available. So I was like, well, why have you got 2 books on that? Because essentially a 0 turn cooldown is the same as 1 turn. You're just wasting 1 legendary book. The only thing we did think it could possibly be is if she's crowd controlled, would that mean she doesn't get to take a turn, because obviously skills don't go off cooldown when you're crowd controlled, therefore having a 0 turn cooldown when you're crowd controlled would make sense. But I think they've agreed with me that it committing 1 legendary book for that very niche scenario is pretty poor. So fair play to them. They've acknowledged it, and they've put a shield value. Okay, they could have taken away 1 book, but I guess that would be more technically challenging than... because obviously if you've used a book, you'd have to refund books and a bunch of different other issues, where this way at least you get something out of that other legendary book. 20% shield value is not crazy, but it's better than nothing. So kind of cool that they've actually... Another one for the win column. I'm on a routine at the moment where I get at least 1 a month, right? We get at least 1 a month. 1 a month in the game. Oh, it's gone up to 5 minutes. If you were starting a brand new account, would you rather Husk or Royal Guard? Royal Guard. Royal Guard has decreased speed and A1 decreased defense. Husk just has a provoke. Royal Guard's better than Husk for that. So, absolutely Royal Guard. Yeah, but maintenance was for the battle.net, so... I don't know, it's just frustrating. Three minutes. It's changing. It's doing something. Yeah, guaranteed epic. That's pretty good. I agree. I like the fact they're doing more guaranteed epics. As much as I don't like the guaranteed Kaimar event style thing, I like that we're getting more like guaranteed champions, guaranteed epics, guaranteed, and they're very good epics, right? They're things like Demitha, Aniri, White Dried Nia, Allures, right? These are champions that are S tier in certain areas. So I want to see more of them, more of those situations. I'll be honest, a guaranteed seer is probably about right now. Some people might say that's too powerful to give as a guaranteed champion. I don't think it is anymore. The rubber banding. Take that Fateless credit card and get Kaimar. God, no. It's not even about the money. I could grind it. It's just I don't want to engage in a system which directly promotes aggressive spending for the sake of a bad game mechanic, which is I can't get a Kaima. It's the model I disagree with, not the spending. It's the model of spending. I'm all for people pulling, 100 quid's worth of shards and going for it. It's the fact they're incentivizing pulling excessive amounts of shards to try and get a champion that I shouldn't have to spend that much money to get. That's what I get really frustrated with. Why do player put on so many good events at the same time? They're trying to drain your resources before the fusion. They're trying to force you to burn your stuff, right? This is the ultimate bait for shards. I guarantee you there'll be at least like 5 people in a stream in a couple of weeks' time that will be going, I can't do the fusion because I don't have enough shards. And I'll ask them, did you go for Kaima? And they'll say, yes, I did. Because they're very good at it. And I wouldn't even blame them for doing it, but I know that they will do it. One minute. We're progressing. I don't mind training, right? Cool. Training events are fine for guaranteed champions because I feel like you don't have, it's not directly tied to it. You're not capped with training, right? You can just run more energy. You can train more things. You can use more brews. You can, you've got more ways to do a training event. The summons is basically like, if you've got the shards, then you're gonna have to spend money, right? This one, you can't do it for free. I did Kyoku for free, pretty much. I did the Alt Another Shell on the free-to-play for free with training events. I feel like they're far more accessible if you have the time to commit to it, right? Whereas the summoning event, you're hard capped based on the fact that if you get drafted with a whale, there's no chance. I mean, to some extent, it's the training event as well. I'm not saying that the training event is amazing. Just in the grand scheme of things, a training event is nowhere near as bad as a summon event. So... And it's also a void times 2, so it's kind of like feels even worse. I'll be honest, I don't think I'll pull a single shard. I'm just going to hold everything. So... Pending start game. Are the brackets random or related to spending? They're related to account level, but you can like stagger it. So if you don't log in to the game straight away, then you tend to get given a bracket when you enter. That's why the tournaments last a bit longer. They'll last an extra like day or so because some people start their tournament like 6 hours after. I've had tournaments where I've had like 7 hours left and everyone else is like, how have you still got time? I finished mine in the past. So you can somewhat stagger it, but then it's kind of like if everyone, it's kind of like the chicken comes before the egg. If everyone runs the same way, then you might just be waiting to get queued with a Kraken. If you jump in straight away, you wouldn't. So it's very difficult. So... You've been playing for 1 year and still haven't got a Void Lego. Oof. If you do the fusion, you can get a Void Legendary. Yeah, and also, actually, there's a lot... Now that you've got booking as well in champion training tournaments and a bunch of other things, like, you can snipe champion training tournaments quite comfortably these days. Can't really do that with shards. I really have to put some work in on the free-to-play tomorrow, if I'm being honest. It kind of can... I think it can do a 4-key Ultra Nightmare. But it needs, like, masteries. I need to finish it off. Right now, it's a comfortable 3-key Nightmare, but it's not really tuned for Nightmare. It did about 16 million on Ultra Nightmare without Gnut masteries and with gear unrolled, so there's hope. But I also need 2 bucks on Gnut's A2, which is a bit of a problem. Because without the 100% weaken and decrease attack and the extra cooldown, we're a bit light on decrease attack at the moment. I have been doing it, yeah, but I'm not Ultra Nightmare, so... I said, I've got a team for Ultra Nightmare, it's just I need the details, right? I need the masteries on Gnut. I need upgraded gear on Deacon, because Deacon is taking the stuns and he's getting annihilated a little bit, so I need to add a lot more defense to him. I need to get Gnut's A2 booked, because that's a big problem. If I can get those 3 done, I reckon I can get to like 20 mil per key, so I can probably 4-key Ultra Nightmare. And I'm not too worried about Nightmare, because Ultra Nightmare top chest is way more valuable than Nightmare top chest, so I should be okay. There's a new Doom Tower rotation, so I'll be able to get to the top and get a Void Shard there, right? We'll probably be in some sort of monthly cycle or something. I'm pretty close, I think, to level 60 or something, so I think there's a Sacred Shard there. I haven't done Nightmare campaign yet, so there's a Sacred Shard there, right? If I can figure out a way to do that. So we're back in the same kind of thing where we can scrape a lot together for a Summon Rush. Champion Chase, I've still got the Relic Keeper, so that's going to be some points. I've still got, like, potential to get, like, some more Broadmoor fragments and stuff now, which I didn't do before. I could go for that. I think I'm still quite far away from Drexar. I think I'm about 40 days away from Drexar, which I think is going to be too long. Oh, hey, we're in. Game. We're in. Mwahaha. We're in. Right, I want to try the new caps. I want to try the capstone dungeon. This is going to hurt, though, because the boss is difficult. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I tried it at level 57. I was too squishy. But I've got some more upgrades now. I'm level 60, which is good. I've got a little bit more life. But we really kind of want to be on World Tier 4, right? World Tier 3 has got way too easy for me now. I can basically one-shot World Tier 3. It's not even funny. Yeah, I've not really built a build, okay, Quincy? So, I've kind of gone a bit creative because I never like following everything from scratch. What I affectionately call this necro dumping. Okay, this build is what we call necro dumping. It's fun. What do I think about them putting 2 fusions back to back? I'm not happy about it. I was hoping to take a month off, I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to do another fusion on the free-to-play straight away. But there we are. Such is life. So, for people who don't play Diablo, what we're going to attempt to do here is what they call a capstone dungeon. So, in order for you to unlock World Tier 4, which is the highest difficulty, you need to complete the capstone dungeon on World Tier 3, so you can then go up to World Tier 4. So, the boss, though, is pretty nasty. I'm basically building I've built an infinite mist build, Quincy. That's my build. I've built a Paragon board. I've got a plan for Paragon board. So I'll show you how it works. We call it necro dumping. Why? Because what we do... I forget. I hate this map. Is... Oh, that's cool. Pick up that. It's all based on shadow damage over time. I'm skipping all the trash because actually all I want to do is get around. I don't really want to fight these things right now. I just want to come around here. And we have to fight this. So it's called necro dumping because what we do is we pull up a load of mobs together and we get one shot. It's the only thing I die to is one shots. Why am I at the start again? So the idea is you're meant to pull a lot of mobs together and then you just basically sit on top of them in blood mist. The only problem is I died there because the only thing I do is I die to one shots a lot in this build. So I probably need to take it a little bit slower.
I lack the required essence.
Right, let me just some essence. That. Use some essence to increase my maximum life a bit. So what I want to do is I just want to skip all these. Get to here if I can. Because these are not mobs I really care about. I'll find my way around this.
I need more time.
The only thing I care about in this dungeon is the boss. Which is around here somewhere.
I need more time.
Okay, we're gonna have to orb. Okay, we made it in. But this build has like an absolute insane amount of crowd control as well. Necro dumping.
I need more time.
With just necro... Every time I go into Blood Mist, I cause all the corpses on the ground to explode. When they explode, they deal loads of damage. And then I pop back out and I use Sever to one-shot things. That's basically the plan. So I'm using this heart here. So when there's 4 enemies, you can get this heart down to 0, by the way. So you can actually have it so that if you have 0 enemies around you, you get Decrepify. When you have Decrepify... my Decrepify ability here, where is it? Basically creates a curse which slows everyone by 40% and they deal 20% less damage. When they hit by, when I hit enemies under Decrepify, I have a 15% chance to reduce the cooldown of my active abilities by 1 turn. Paired alongside the fact that I've got Vicious Heart, which activates corpses for me all the time. And I've also got this like Devious Heart at the moment because that's not the one I want, but I haven't got a Wrathful Amulet. So the idea is when we explode a corpse, it drops a blood orb, and we're taking affixes and stats that basically give us damage when we pick up a blood orb. We also have got the Shadow Blight aspects. So when we are dealing damage to a single target, Shadow Blight really ramps up. We got both of them. We've also got the Blood Mist triggers Corpse Explosion. So when we go into Blood Mist, we trigger all the corpses on the ground, which triggers the Blood Orb activations. The helmet at the moment is not the one I want. I want the seasonal one that stuns everything. We've got the Blood Mist leaves a trail on the ground doing shadow damage over time. And then we've got Consuming a Corpse skill increases the damage of your next core skill by 50%. So what happens is normally is I'll ramp up this, the Blighted Vambracers, and then once we get the boss stunned and we've got it staggered, we just basically slam Sever all the time into the target. So it's actually good for lots of mobs, because essentially when a mob dies, we activate all the corpse explosions. And it's also very good for single target, because essentially I'm doing so much crowd control, I stagger a boss within like 10 seconds. And once the boss is staggered, I can go real hard. I don't, if you can see, I'm not using a generator because I generate essence from blood orbs. And when I consume a corpse, which I'm doing every time I'm in Blood Mist, I'm generating more blood orbs. So when I go into one Blood Mist, I'm essentially generating all the essence back to slam my Sever. And that tendrils that coming in, I'm not having to use my ability to do that. I'm using the heart. So you see I'm slamming it now because we're in the peak damage. You can see when that number there goes to 10 and it starts counting down. That's how we do it. So what we're looking for in the Paragon board is shadow damage over time. We're looking for things like damage when collecting blood orbs, damage reduction from enemies who are affected by shadow damage, and also anything surrounding like healing reduction, damage reduction from like healing from blood orbs, movement speed. Fix says hi. Look, Fix is in. Fix has finally found the play Diablo button. Oh god. Necro dumping time. But the cool thing is, as long as I'm in Blood Mist, I cannot die. The only time I can die is if I'm out of Blood Mist like now. Now I'm in trouble. So what I have looked for in the build that I'm working towards is lots of lucky hit chance. Because I really want to make sure that Decrepify is always up and that Decrepify is always doing things. Fix, if you're lurking, join me quickly because we're doing the capstone. Maybe you can get in the capstone dungeon, even though you're level 50. I have no idea if I can kill Elias. I don't even need CDR. That's the thing. I haven't even indexed any stats towards cooldown reduction because I don't need to. All I need to do is keep hitting whilst Decrepify is up and build enough density.
I need more time.
I can use the Golem to taunt everything in. Then the Tendrils will pull it all in, make them vulnerable in a second. In 2 and 1 once I generate a corpse. There we go. This is a really bad fix though because it's the explosion effects. The only thing I die to is explosions.
I lack the required essence.
And these things are a nightmare because what ends up happening is you invariably kill everything before you need to kill him, and you can see I almost died there because of the explosion. The only problem with the Necro as well is there's so much crap on the floor that essentially I can't see when it's exploding because there's so much exploding. Everything's exploding. So I'm trying to stay away from it because I know he's going to explode in a minute. And that will one-shot me, like now. And it does 3. Oh, Fix died. He didn't learn the lesson and he didn't stay away from the explosion. I'll revive you now. But look at all these blood orbs. They all give me essence. So I don't even need essence reduction. It's so good. Look at them all. They're all providing me healing. And when I pick up a blood orb, I get fortified. So when I'm fortified, I can take up aspects for damage reduction. So that's kind of like the build I've gone for. I have no idea, like, the scalability of it. Like, I have no idea how high it can go. But, like, a lot of the power, as with everything in Diablo 4, all of your power is really pretty much in the Paragon board.
I'm out of essence.
So a big part is getting to World Tier 4 so I can actually like start getting ancient ancestral gear. Because until I get ancestral gear, to be honest, all this sacred gear is just like a waste. Oh, see, explosions. It's the only thing I can die to. I'm stuck on this stupid lag. Rubber banding. Whoa, rubber banding. Whoa. I didn't even revive. It revived me automatically. Stupid servers. No wonder why people like... This is why I don't play hardcore. An online game where you can lose your character is a bad idea for hardcore mode. Wow, we are rubber banding like hell here. Use my incense, that's the annoying thing.
I cannot.
I can't even join the boss encounter. Game. The unique gloves for the mist. Which one's that one? I don't think I took that. I don't think I liked it. I actually can't join the boss fight. It's totally glitched out. Oh, no, it is. Fine. Try that again. Just stay away from there. Vic's got one shot again.
I need more time.
Fine, I'll just sit here and remote it.
Low on essence.
My skeletons can tank it all. It's fine. This is what we do. It'll die eventually. I've got so many blood orbs on the floor there. Just go collect it quickly. Just instant fill. There we go. Oh, whatever that was, it was killing me. Stupid shamans need to die.
I lack the required essence.
Can we pull the shamans in? Seriously. Corpse tendrils. Yank the shamans in.
I need more time.
Shamans, like, just get on the point. I'm trying to do something incredibly difficult here, which I shouldn't be doing for another 5 levels, if I'm being honest.
I need more time.
Yeah, I mean, you should be doing this at level 65. It would help if I slot my Paragon points as well, but, you know. It's the stupid shamans, they won't come near me, look. It's just like constantly sitting there. There we go. Let's slot Paragon point there. Where's the stone? Where's the stone? There. Can't see anything on the ground. I did make it harder by having the level 50 chilling along. It doesn't really make it that much harder though. This is just hard content. This is like, ironically, the capstone dungeon to get into World Tier 3 is harder than actually... to get into World Tier 4 is probably harder than World Tier 4. So... it's actually harder for me. Oh, God. That was a instant blood mist when I saw that. Whoa! It's another friggin' fireballer. I lost my golem somewhere. Someone just jumped on my face. Golem's back. As I said, it's basically necro dumping.
I need more time.
But stay away from that. Vix is experiencing the same problem I experienced generally, which is anything that explodes on me will one-shot me. Get my minions back up, finish it off. Hope I don't get one-shot by whatever electrocution effect he's got. Okay, that's good. Good to carry on. We're nearly on the third door fix. Just stay alive a little longer. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill the boss, I'll be honest. That's kind of a whole other issue. Collect animus from the cannibals. Where are the cannibals? I'm going to have to kill these. Yep. Corpse tendrils, will you please yank everything in? Thank you. Necro dumping at its finest. The thing is, at World Tier 4 as well, you get Wrathful Malignant Hearts. And you start getting jewelry that you can actually slot it into. So I've got Wrathful Malignant Hearts. I just have no jewelry to actually put it into. So I can't use them. And that's where a lot of the power comes from. Some of those Wrathful Hearts are really strong. Anyone spotted a cannibal? That hurts.
I'm not ready.
Okay, I guess we're fighting this. Well, this is gonna be a nasty necro dumping. Just stay in blood mist. It's kind of stupid. Oh, there's one. Whoa. That's another exploder.
I'm not ready.
Stupid fire enchanters, honestly. Doesn't help. We're getting malignants in here as well. So I'm having to fight.
I'm not ready yet.
Like the malignant guys, which are really strong elites. I think we're okay now. Ow. Do they? I didn't think they did. I thought they had to go into Wrathful. Why is it teleporting me all the way back here? Like, seriously. Why is it teleporting me all the way away from where I was? I'm not going to run all the way there. Oh my god. It's the explosion affixes I can't do anything about. Because they take too long to die, and if I get anywhere near them, they just one-shot me. Which is really, crappy. Fix is playing with an elite.
I lack the required essence. I'm not ready yet. Ready yet.
Eventually it's going to die.
I'm out of essence.
These late nights keeping you going. Currently sat for my 5-week-old. Wow, I'm glad to help somewhat. I feel like I'm not really helping, dying constantly, but hey. Oh, there's one.
I'm not ready yet.
Please don't be. Thank God, he's okay. Whoa! What the hell was that? Any explosion kills me. It's so frustrating. Why am I back here? I might not be ready for this. It's frustrating because I feel like I'm too strong for World Tier 3, but I got to get past this to get into World Tier 4. Probably just need to upgrade like some more glyphs and get more Paragon points. Oh wait, we got enough Animus. Okay. Apparently we got enough Animus from somewhere. So I guess we can just skip all those. Nice. Okay. Guess we can go straight to the boss. Don't really know what happened there. Wherever the boss is, I think he's up here somewhere. Is he up here? It's around here somewhere.
I'm not ready yet. I lack the required essence.
Can we not get stuck in mobs? Where is the frisp down here? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna get one shot by the boss, but you know.
I need more time.
We'll find out. I think I'm just gonna get absolutely one shot. Where's his doorway? It's up here, yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, nobody cares about you two. Alright. Really? 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 Okay. Boss time. This could be hard.
I need more essence.
First one. See, we stagger him really quickly. When he's staggered, we can do lots of damage. He can't do anything. We go Blood Mist again. All we gotta watch out for is when he does his little mist thing. We gotta get around it like there, because that one shots. So does that. I don't think I'm strong enough. Still not strong enough. I think I need to grind another 5 levels. Give it one more try. I was hoping I'd be strong enough now that I hit 60. I just have to dodge everything. Yeah, I mean, resistances are basically worthless. CC is way too strong. And you can pretty much get one shot from any sort of burst potential. So, those are the issues. Someone just one-shot me. Dodge that one. Okay, got him to the first point. Well, we dodged that. That was the first difficult one. I'm too weak. I'm too weak. I'm too weak right now. I was hoping I'd be stronger, but I'm going to need another 3 levels, I think. I need more Paragon points. I need more Nightmare Dungeons done. And I probably need, I need to upgrade this. So that's actually a Sacred. I guess. It's depressing. A little bit stuck right now. Where's the dude? Anything interesting there? No.
This I can sell.
I'm just taking too much damage on those one shots, unfortunately. Just kind of sucks. It does indeed. Because, like, pretty much I can stay alive in most things apart from explosions and one-shot mechanics. But I am doing something that's like 100 levels high, like 10 levels higher than what I should be. I should be like near level 65 doing that. Kazakhstan, which is down here. So yeah, we'll do a quick dungeon. Vix, I'll do some dungeons for renown farming if you want to join. I need renown grind so that I can get myself Paragon points, and then once I get Paragon points I can then upgrade to more legendary nodes, and then hopefully get maybe the starter glyph here is really good if I can get that up, because that'll give me more fortify. I don't know, probably need to do more damage as well. You get a lot from levels. So like 5 levels is quite a big difference. But like, I'll show you what I mean, like how I feel like I'm just way too strong for World Tier 3. Like this just is so easy. And the rewards that I'm getting, I don't really want to invest any more into Sacred Gear than I already have, because it's like all going to get replaced like the moment I get to World Tier 3. Tier 4. So it's kind of like a bit of a waste. You know, in raid terms, it's like leveling Rhonda because you think you can get to Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So we'll do a dungeon and then probably... Ooh, a legendary. Ooh. What do we get? Anything good? Nah, Bone Storm. It could just be the way that I've built the champ as well, like the fact I'm indexing a bit too hard into like shadow damage over time. Maybe I need to go for more like crit rate. I just feel like if you can get this perfectly set up, the amount of shadow damage you can do with all the different aspects and bonus damage, you can just do so much damage over time. You can really pump the numbers. Probably a bit too soon to jump to the conclusion that this won't work. It's cool. I prefer to do it this way than just following a build guide on, like, you know, a website. I know there are better ways to do what I'm doing, probably. But at least this way I'm having a bit of fun and figuring out myself. You know, building my own Paragon boards and trying to figure out, you know, ways to optimize. Using my own brain, really. I mean, that's what the fun part about these types of games are, is finding new ways to do things.
I need more time.
Like, everyone knows that Necro Bone Spear is really strong, right?
I need more time.
We know it's really good. I could just build Bone Spear Necro and go and one-shot him now, probably. I don't actually know if I could, actually, because I think, you know, the changes they've made to... Oh, God, here we go. Here we go. Wait until I build some density with this thing. If I can find some. Can I find some density? No. 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 Oh, this is going to be boring.
I'm not ready yet.
Come on. There we go. Here we go. Oh, it's funny.
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, I don't use a spender. Oh, you don't use a spender. I didn't on my... I was running in pre-season, I was running a Thorns Barb. I literally had no spenders. I just basically walked up to something and it died. It's great. I felt powerful. I feel powerful on the Necro. But then when I try to do anything that's like potentially challenging, I feel like I'm hard capped at the moment.
I'm not ready yet.
In all honesty, what I need to do is probably spend like a good 5 to 6 hours just grinding out nightmare dungeons. Okay, where do we take this now? Use the key on the sealed passage. Okay. Where's the sealed passage? Up here.
I need more time.
Look how quickly I stagger this boss. Look at it go. It's nearly there. Nearly there. Boss is staggered. It's insane. And when the boss is staggered and I have all the Shadow Blight up and I have basically the right moment for the Sever skill, it's where the damage really comes out. Okay. I'm doing it for renown. So you need to complete the dungeon, side quests, and different things for renown, so that you get bonus Paragon points. There's like quite a lot. You know, there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. It's like 20 Paragon points, is it? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, yeah. Available. So you can see I'm working my way through it. It's going to take some time, to be honest. They're just a bit dull. Fix likes doing nightmare keys. It's his favorite pastime, popping keys. So we're doing a nightmare key in honor of Fiction's return to Diablo 4 from the land of Fateless. He might die because I didn't really look at the level of the key and realized it was a level 15. But you know, commiserations. As much as a lot of people have given Season 1 a lot of hate, I've been enjoying Season 1. It's been fun. There's problems with the game, naturally. Every game has problems, but you know, it's not to the extent where it's unplayable. I need to check that heart thing you were saying, Smurf, actually. I didn't think you could slot Wrathful. Might try that now, actually. Kill this and just pop out a second.
I'm out of essence.
I'm back now, Fix. I'm just going to check something. See if what Smurf Blue's saying is correct. Have I been an idiot all this long and not realised that Wrathful can go into everything? So I'll be honest, the spend 165 to get a stun is not that impressive. So I got like 35% on 130, 136, 36%. Or I can take like this Barber. Critical strikes and all subsequent damage absorbed within 2.9 seconds is absorbed by your target and then erupts. I don't really think that's good. I think this is good, right? Creeping Death. I want this. Oh, you can. Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, that's better. Like when I stagger a boss now, I'll do 130% more damage. That's big. That's big. So the one we just put on there, your damage over time effects, which is basically Corpse Explosion, and Blood Mist, and Blood Mist Floor is going to deal 35% more damage, for each different type of crowd control effect. Well, we have Cold Mages doing crowd control, Golem stunning, Decrepify is slowing, we've got Chill, pretty much got everything going on. So it's like 3 or 4 different effects. So I should have a lot more damage. We'll find out now when we get some crowd control. Ow. Ow. I hate these darkened things. Come. Okay, that seems to do a lot more damage, but it's hard to tell. I need to find, like, a challenging mob. You can see I'm permanently CCing everything. This build has so much crowd control, it's actually quite insane. Look, everything's about to see stunned. Stunned, slowed, chilled. Everything around me right now is slowed. My mages are chilling everything. I'll have the aspect that will stun things as well.
I'm not ready yet.
Friggin' darkness. Why do I get the feeling I've got the aspect for like the creep, the little... Oh, I'm so dead here. The key thing that basically puts that mist in shade or something, whatever it's called. I hate that. Frozen, frozen, frozen. Okay, I feel like I'm doing a lot more damage. Whoa. I got you fixed. Welcome to the world of Necro. Why is... Oh, we have to kill more enemies, apparently. Hard to tell.
Lack the required essence.
We didn't kill enough enemies. I'm blaming Fiction. He didn't kill up the trash behind me. Useless Necro. Yeah, it's the Drift in Shade one. I hate this aspect. I normally sell these keys. Drift in Shades. They're awful. We have to kill absolutely everything. Good lord. Did I post my build? I went through it a minute ago. At the moment, it's not really... like, I don't feel like I've got a good build to post. it's a bit thrown together. Although, these gloves are really good. 12% lucky hit chance, 20% shadow damage over time, 3 ranks of Sever. All I'd want is intelligence off, and I think shadow damage. The gloves I've got here are absolutely... It's a real... I was really annoyed that they were sacred, because I was like, if that was ancestral... These would be amazing. So perfect. Oh, we've got some elites over here. I do feel like I'm doing more damage, but the thing is, you're not, because it's not a burst build, it's very hard to sometimes see if you're doing more damage, but it feels like these elites are dying very quickly, and they're level 68, so they're pretty reasonable, and I'm right in the middle of a Frost Drift in Shade nonsense here, and I've run out of... Frozen, frozen, frozen. These keys are awful. I almost always sell the keys with this Drift in Shade. I would have revived you, Fix. Yeah, it's all fixed, this is. Absolutely. I almost always salvage these Drifting Shade ones because I find them intolerable. These wardens are really annoying because every time I hear it, I think I'm about to get butchered because they makes the jangle of the chain. It scares the living daylights out of me. Whoa, poison explosion. Shh. Okay, this looks a bit of a mistake. I'm so dead, I'm so dead, I'm so dead, I'm so dead, I'm so dead. I'm so dead, I'm so dead. Oh, this is just wasting my time.
I'm not ready yet.
Ooh. Wow, absolutely nothing in there. Where is this statue piece?
I'm not ready yet.
I guess we're killing all these. Ones are butchers, yeah. But to be honest, essence management, as I said, I've not really taken any cooldown reduction. I've taken no essence cost reduction, really. And I don't really feel like I struggle for essence. Because I get so much from blood orbs. Oh, he's helping. Did you find the rock yet, Fix? In your travel? Oh. I'll revive you, don't worry.
My bags are full.
He's having the same problem as I have. The Drifting Shade. It's an absolute nightmare. Hard to see it from the floor. It is a problem. Like, I think specifically Necros have a problem because they dump so much on the ground. Like, you literally can't... Like, you can't see anything. It's even worse with the hearts because essentially I only have to walk over a corpse and something happens. It's going to be fun with Drifting Shade. Trying to stay next to the shade whilst not getting killed by the Drifting Shades. It's like a shade fest. Like this one here.
I need more time.
I mean, she's not summoning enough enemies. Didn't actually summon enough enemies next to her.
I cannot carry more.
Need to throw away some rubbish gear. Did you find the rock yet? Oh, you found the rocks. Well done. You found a rock. I keep hearing butcher noises. Let's go help them get the rock. he's doing well, considering. Considering he's like 18 levels higher. Vix is doing a good job here.
I need more time.
That noise that thing makes sounds exactly like the goddamn butcher, and it's scary as hell. Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares. Activate the monolith. Here we go. Tomb Lord time. Look how, again, watch how quickly this build staggers this boss when we get there. So, boom, boom.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, where's he gone? He teleported. Boss about to be staggered any minute. Here he goes. Staggered. This is the real test of that new thing. How much damage we're going to do. We're not there yet now. Didn't quite have the right setup because we didn't have the 10 stack blight multiplier. But again, he's going to get staggered in a minute again. So crazy how fast we stagger. I got into the hots. The hots? What's the hots? Oh, halves. What is hots?
I cannot carry more.
Oh, here's the storm. I have no space for anything. I don't know why this particular boss takes like an extra 10 seconds to actually complete. Not really sure why. Blood drinker. Not entirely sure why. But guys, there's a little bit of Diablo 4. I'll run through the build one more time before I go off. What do we get there out of all this? Let's just go salvage and sell first. Oh, we've got another Paragon point. We're going for this. 20% shadow damage over time. That should be a big upgrade. Paragon is where all of your upgrades come. People say, oh, there's no point leveling after you hit, like, level 50 and everything, blah, blah. You do, because all your damage comes from Paragon. Paragon is so important in this game. Right, what do we got? Chest. That's bad. Don't want shields. We do want a focus. Lucky hit chance. That's worth keeping at the moment. I need a focus with lucky hit chance. Bone spirit. Nope. What's this do? Meh, decent. But no. I already got loads of those. Sal. Sal. Wand. I mean, I've got a pretty good wand already. Damage over time, damage to injured enemies, crowd control damage. It's very hard to like find meaning to upgrade. I don't really want to invest in any more gear unless it's going to give me like significant improvements. So obviously anything that's rare, I need to get to a sacred rare. That's why I'm looking for a focus at the moment. It's the only thing that I don't have as a sacred. All of this stuff. I also want wands because wand gives me a 10.5% chance lucky hit chance. So you can see how I'm like scaling it. Lucky hit chance is very important. I don't really value blood mist or corpse tendril skills, but definitely corpse explosion and corpse on like corpse skills on the amulet. They're very good overall, but just not specifically blood mist because that's not where our damage comes from. It's all coming from the corpse. That's not bad, but again, like I just don't really want to invest in anything there. Movement speeds. I want flat movement speeds. No. Damage, critical strike chance, essence. No. No. What do we got here? Bones, prism spawns a blight. Okay, it's a pretty good higher roll. can go. So this is going to give me lucky hit chance, which is better. Lucky hit chance when you have a barrier, don't get a barrier. Minion life is not bad. Dex is not bad. It's alright. It's not... I'd like two aspects. I'll keep hold of it. I've been trying to find a better upgrade for the focus, and I just haven't been able to find it. I'm starting to wonder maybe if this consuming a corpse increases the damage your next corpse skill by 50% is good or not, because if I'm spamming Sever, I'm not really building it up. I might check and see if there are any better options. Oh. I got a Wrathful Heart? What from? Where did I get that from? Wait, where did I get that from? You can't get Wrathful at tier 3. You can only get Wrathful at tier 4. Oh, that's pretty bad. I mean, it's okay. I don't really care for it. I didn't think you could get that. Starting to get Flawless. Nice. Yeah, he does from time to time. Not as much. Like, he's got an account. He dips into it like everyone else. So, yeah, so the way that this build works, because Jessica was asking... No, I just got it randomly. I literally just picked it up. Didn't have it before. The way that this build works is we basically have Corpse Explosion. Whenever we kill an enemy, we drop a corpse. When we run over the corpse... I think I've got, like... What have I got the corpse configured as? Skill tree, Corpse Explosion. We basically have... becomes a darkness skill and releases damage over time. The radius is increased, and we also have the base skill. So the idea is you kill a corpse. We're using the cage tart, which activates corpses to get basically free corpse tendrils when it pulls it in. We're using the skeletons and stuff for their bonuses. So the Reaper here has a chance to create a corpse. The skeletal mages give me essence back. And my bone golem is basically giving me corpses, right? So we're using these to give me corpses if I don't have any from killing anything. We're then using the golem taunt and the tendrils to basically stagger mobs. Sever is the main single target damage ability that we have. And the idea is we just stay permanently in Blood Mist because we have this aspect over here where when there's at least 4 enemies, which you can get down to 0, you get Decrepify. And Decrepify is, you don't even need to slot it on your bar. You basically just have it here. It slows everyone by 40%, and it deals 20% less damage. We also have a lucky hit chance when they're reflected to be stunned, which happens nearly all the time. And there's also a chance to reduce cooldown. So we're basically using that. And then we have got this Wrathful Heart here, which basically puts damage over time, increases. So this is damage over time, damage. We're doing Blood Mist, which is damage over time because we have this, where is it? This weapon here that does damage over time. When they get yanked into the corpse, they're taking even more damage over time. When they get hit by Sever, that's instant damage, but it's shadow damage. So the idea is then we're using these imprinted Shadow Blight passives, which is our legendary ability, right? Which is down here. So whenever we deal shadow damage, which is all the time with Corpse Explosion, because it's a darkness ability, right? It's dealing shadow damage. And with Sever, every time we deal damage, that we infect someone with Shadow Blight. Every time someone takes 10 damage, they take bonus damage. And then we have this effect here where if I deal damage to enemies 10 times, I get this Shadow Blight key passive where basically all of my damage is increased by 100%. We also have this Shadow Blight key, which is like almost like an exponential thing, where every single time the Shadow Blight does damage, the next stack does more damage and more damage and more damage. So this one helps for single targets. We then have the aspect here where when you use Corpse Explosion, you activate corpses on the ground. So when we use Blood Mist, we're activating the corpse. When we're in Blood Mist, when the corpse is activating, we've got Decrepify. We're cooling down our abilities. I think I'm going to take the aspect that we get from the seasonal one, the one that you can't get just yet because you have to wait for this thing here. This one, when there are 5 close enemies, stun them. That seems pretty good for the helm, but I haven't quite decided that yet. We're probably going to swap this out for skeletal mages instead of warriors eventually. And then we've got this consuming a corpse as a chance to drop a blood orb. Blood orbs heal us. And then I think I've taken, what is it, this ability here. Where is it? Something gives me Fortify. I'll find it in a second. All the abilities we're taking here is all about shadow darkness and shadow damage. When a corpse is formed from your skills or minions, we fortify, which is good. I forget which one it is. It might be a paragon. I can't remember. We've got more chance to create corpse. Bit of maximum essence there. I don't really need that. I have reap because we have to have it. Something basically gives me fortify when I consume a blood orb. But then we can also get bonuses here where essentially you can get shadow damage over time, damage when you consume a blood orb. So these numbers here you see at the moment, my build for like damage from blood orb should be up to like 250%. Damage with shadow should be at like 250%. Damage shadow over time 250%. So you can see I'm well off the numbers right now. Oh, is it? Okay, there you go. So yeah, so I basically built a paragon board that kind of goes around it. We're going to be using Blood Drinker because we get blood orbs fortify you. That's what I was looking for. So once this hits to 15, I'll get even more fortification. We've got, what else are we going to take? We're going to take not that. Amplify, which means enemies affected by curse take 10% increased damage, which is quite good. We're also going to take Darkness. Whenever you or your minions deal damage, 2% reduced damage, so that helps us stay alive. But also, we have put it on a node where you're going to get loads and loads and loads of willpower. So we actually get like 70% shadow damage from this glyph. What else we got here? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Don't think it's that one. Nope. Nope. Scourge. We're taking this one. You and your minions deal 10% increased damage to shadow damage over time. And we also, again, increase our shadow damage over time. So you can see, like, the Paragon board is everything, really. So when I look at my stats that I've got in my predicted build, we're going to have, compared to what we've got right now, we've got damage with shadow at 63.5%. That'll go up to 230%, of which 152% damage is coming from Paragon. Damage with shadow over time is at 66%. That'll go up to 70%. We've mostly got all that at the moment. A lot of it's coming from Paragon. We're going to have damage with... damage with shadow over time is going to go up to 228%. I was looking at damage versus shadow dot, not damage with, I should say. So damage versus is 2 ones, apparently. It's very confusing. So damage from blood orbs is at 14.7%. So, I see all those blood orbs you were seeing on the ground. That will go up to 150% once I finish building it. That's a lot from gear. I just don't have a lot from gear at the moment from that. We'll be sitting on a lucky hit chance of... where is it? We've got 28% right now. When we finish the build, we'll be at like 58% instead of 28%. So we've got double the lucky hit chance. This is going to go up. Most of the defensiveness is coming from fortification and damage over time, right? So we'll have 51% damage reduction from enemies afflicted by shadow damage over time, which is pretty much all the time because of corpse explosion. They're always affected by it. And we've also got damage reduction while fortified. That's going to go up from 4% to 27%, which we're always going to be fortified because we're always going to be picking up orbs. And with the Paragon glyph that we've got, when you pick up a blood orb, you get fortification. You kind of see the drift here. You basically stack all that up and you stack it all up with the damage over time. You just stay in, as long as we're in Blood Mist, we cannot die. And when we're in a single target case, I guess we just need to be a bit more skillful. But a lot of the damage is still to come, right? When we finish the build, we won't be at 1,000 life. We'll be at 9,000 life. So that's a big deal. Right now, I'm at 1,800 life. And a lot of that's just going to come from levels. Right, the base right now is just low because we're at level 54. Once we get started getting higher, we get some ancestral gear as well. We can start powering it up. Like these blights can go even harder. I've only got base imprints at the moment. I have got better aspects where we'll get more primary resource. It could be that we can swap away from that and we can go to this. Or we can swap away from cold and we can go to something else, right? There's loads of different options. So, night fix. Yeah, I'll be following soon in a sec now. But we can definitely increase that. I don't know whether or not I've been an argument about changing this the aspect over here, because I'm kind of consuming them too quickly. So I'm just wondering whether or not we can probably get something a little bit more appropriate for the offhand. I do prefer an offhand because I feel like we're not there to do damage with the two-handed, so you just get a little bit more like survivability. So I don't know, we'll have a look, I guess. We could put Grasping Veins on the offhand, where we get increased critical strike chance by 20% and you deal 40% more critical strike. I know a lot of people go for Grasping Veins. I haven't, but I could. It's an option. It is an option. So there's also a Blight one, but I haven't actually skilled Blight in the skill tree. I don't actually know how that would work and what Blight actually does. Like when we're using Sever, if we critically strike with Sever, then we can spawn like a Blight. Could work as well. Who knows? Who knows? But it's loads of different options. But yeah, so that's the build. It's pretty fun. I just need to get a little bit stronger because I'm a little bit too... I'm just a little bit too weak right now. Which is levels, really. Like, obviously when I get this, that's a big increase. Get like 20% shadow damage over time. There's shadow damage here and here. And then we can move up towards that glyph node there when we get this up to... when this is at 50, and it'll pick up this, which is what it needs to activate that. So that'll be a big boost. We're also increasing the value of magic nodes within the range. So we've got like damage, armor. That will get picked up by it. So that will boost that. We can get more willpower and different things like here. There's dex that we'll be able to get. So yeah. So that's where we are. It's pretty good. Pretty fun. Bit of an overview. I'm not the world's best Diablo player. I'm probably doing it all wrong. But I'm having fun. I will be picking up this as well, and I will be getting the glyph here. So I'm pretty sure like the next glyph we're slotting in is going to be Scourge, which means when we slot that in, Scourge is going to give us where is it? Like bonus damage. Essentially, when that's fully maxed up, we'll get like 77% damage over time. Because we've got so many willpowers here. It's like there's willpower, where is it? Here. 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 There. There's lots of willpower in this node. So it's just frustrating because you can see like I'm way too strong for World Tier 3 now. I really should be like up to World Tier 4. But I'm not quite there yet. I just need a little bit more. So, but like these different like getting the renown done would help. Like if I get all these quests and things for Kyrgyzstan, but they just take time. Like you need 600. So even if you did every dungeon here, like 10 dungeons is 400. It's just a lot. So, but it is, those Paragon points are worth it. So we'll have to do it at some point. Anyway, what have we got? Title prefix, Malevolent. Ooh. We will get, eventually, I've got to go back and collect it, this at 62. I've been just putting it into the Earl of Malignance. I didn't really feel like 3% experience is worth it. I've no idea what to do next. I'll probably go from this, if I'm being honest. Although boosting elixir duration is not bad either. What's 30 minutes by 15%? Like 30 times 0.15. That's an extra like 4 minutes. It's pretty good. Might do that. So yes. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around for some Diablo. We'll have to see what happens. I will have a video going out tomorrow for Roxam, and I've also got another sneaky video that will be very good if you are interested in the Path of Vengeance. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next stream.